everyone, welcome to another edition of Into the Mist. This is a special edition. I am getting major echoes for some reason in my audio. It's okay. So, can I hear you guys? Can you guys give me a little test?
Yo.
Cool.
Hey.
I will be right back because I can't deal with this. So, Joel, can you just do an intro and I'll be right back?
I will do an intro. In the top right corner of your screen, I'm Joel Auge. I play Falpher Softfoot. Piedu is his original last name, and I'm a halfling ranger who gets into a trouble. Let's call it trouble. Sometimes dies, sometimes lives without reason. And that is me. He lives by the virtue of a gracious DM, I think, perhaps. David, down
Get
to
on
you, my
with
friend.
it, man.
Hey, I'm David Shaheen. I play Rone Talrythian, the human shadow sorcerer, who's just misunderstood. He's certainly not evil or trying to kill you. Over to the left.
That's a lie.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm Brendan
Hey,
Perkins,
Brendan.
and I play Sterling. And how's it going? Good to see you. What's up, Dave? Yeah. Or David, right? You don't like Dave.
David.
An 11-year-old war-old boy and a warforged buddy, which is a whole lot of fun to role play, because why not?
And tonight we're going to do a special edition of Into the Mist, where we do a Q&A between us and Jason. We have obviously a lot of updates to give, a multitude of things that we need to talk about. So rather than wait for Jason to come back, I'm going to say, as you probably already know, the world is currently on fire, and so. So we anticipating this. We've kind of in Canada, at least, we've been asked to kind of to attempt not to gather and stay kind of in our respective spaces. So we're just kind of being cautious tonight, and we're playing, or we're going to chat, do a Q&A session together about the game so far, where we intend to go. I'm sure Jay has just a whole series of different things that he wants to go through with us. It's our chance to expound on character choices, and for us to ask Jay about his DM choices. Think of it as an in-session Q&A where we get to berate the DM with the questions that we need answers to. But also,
Why are you
I think
trying to kill us?
all the time. I don't. You know what? In fairness, we haven't seen a lot. There was someone who commented last week about the fact that, wow, finally a lot of monsters. So I think that's fair. We've been well taken care of so far. I mean, we did have it coming. Although I've died twice, technically.
Unconscious. Doesn't count.
No, I think I should technically be dead right now. But so anyways, we're going to talk about the fact that, and if you're in our Discord, if you're not in our Discord, I'm going to just post the link to the Discord after I say these things, because I'm talking to you right now. And I believe that, yeah, if you're not in our Discord, make sure to follow the link to our Discord, which will be in chat. And we'll be able to discuss more and more about this. But if you are in our Discord, you'll know Gary Con, which is where we were going to do our finale, is officially canceled. I won't really share more than that at this point, because I know that Jay has some other details that he does want to share about Gary Con. So super sad. We had some very interesting surprises to share about it, which I will also let him divulge. But yeah, we were all going to drive down to Gary Con in a cube van and kind of do the whole thing together. But
Maybe I
sadly, that will
dodged a
not
bullet.
be the case. Yeah, exactly. We may have dodged a bullet. And we still want to say thanks to a bunch of sponsors, right? So Dwarven Forge puts terrain on our tables now officially. So they sent us a dwarven load, as Jay likes to put it.
Ugh.
I know, right?
I don't like that. I don't like that at
I
all.
know.
I think that's what
That's
Nate called it, actually.
Ugh.
Yes, he did name it that. So they've given us a bunch of all of the terrain that you saw last week, the houses, the roads, even in the Velaki, right? That's the Stani village, Velaki village?
Valaki.
Yeah,
Velaki
Velaki village.
I don't think it was
encampment.
Valaki.
They provided all of the terrain. So thanks to those guys. Those guys are great. If you didn't know, our setup inside of our 4-camera setup inside of the room, that's all provided by Black Magic Design cameras. And we haven't really gone into the setup or talk about it at all, but maybe we'll tackle some of that tonight. And we also have WizKids provides the minis that we put on the table for monsters and for our player characters right now. So they're really great. The sound that you hear, like the fantasy mood, environments, we have a special relationship with Sirenscape. Sirenscape, they're the ones who make the software that you can manage on the go as you're walking through your scenarios as a DM. You can turn different things on and off. You can set scenes. You can record even your own custom audio and publish it to Sirenscape. We've done that. Brandon has done a ton of that for us. So thank you, Brandon, for your work with Sirenscape. And yeah, it's amazing. And who am I forgetting? Oh yes, Elderwood Academy. You may have seen us last week. We talked about the dice tower, and we have little rolling trays. I was behind the DM screen for Behind the Screen last week, and notice Jay has 2 little Elderwood Academy rolling trays that kind of roll up and go into the center of the rolling tower, of the dice tower. So super cool. We use that stuff a lot. We are sponsored. Our dice sponsorship for these last few episodes is Mythroll Academy, which is a Kickstarter that me and a friend are running right now for RPG dice spinners, which you saw. And Jason seems to be back, but I think that's all. Am I missing anyone? I've said Elderwood, WizKids. Oh, Dungeons and Dragons. What?
Oh,
Like
yes.
they're the ones who allow us to be on this, of course, right? To be on their channel, and we've seen some awesome feedback on the D&D Twitch as well as on the YouTube for D&D. So thanks, guys, at D&D for everything that you guys are doing, and we love being part of the D&D community. So thanks so much, guys at home. We're going to do tonight, I didn't tell Jay, but we're going to do another giveaway of the dice spinner. So if you're joining us, make sure that inside of the comments on Twitch and on the RealmSmith Twitch, so that would be twitch.tv/RealmSmith, go to that chat window, type the word Mythroll only, nothing else, just Mythroll. Type it once, and that's your entry to be selected for a dice spinner giveaway tonight. MythrolArmory.com is where you would go to be able to see that. So Mythroll is the
what was that?
dice
Mythroll
sponsorship. MythrolArmory.com. Mythroll is MYTH.
I'm allowed to do this, right?
You're allowed, David.
Okay.
You are allowed to enter. Although, because you're allowed to enter, I'm also allowed to remove you from entry. But I'm just kidding. You can put your name in there. If there's someone else who wins, then I'm so sorry. All right.
I have a chance.
Oh yes, guys, we can't forget about that little. See the bar way over there. in that corner over there. Yes, exactly that one. Oh no, the other way. There we go. Coordinated finger pointing. Wow,
Oh, there
I
we
love the
are.
modern press. You'll see that is the extra life bar, and we've successfully raised. I'm going to go just quickly switch to the official tracker on our extra life page so that I can tell you exactly, because I don't know the number based on that bar. But when you go into extra life and you search for RealmSmith, it'll tell you. So we have raised. Looks like, I could be wrong. That looks like it's all of them. One quick second, guys. RealmSmith. Looks like we've raised somewhere in the range of $1,600. But to be exact, $1,623 USD. That's pretty amazing. So that's kind of where it stands with Extra Life, and we really wanted to partner with Extra Life because all of that money goes towards charities that are basically sick kids hospitals around the world. The one that they're called the Miracle Network, the Children's Miracle Network is what it is, of hospitals. And so they're around the world. The one that we contribute to is the Toronto Sick Kids Hospital. So when you are contributing to that number, you're contributing to us raising money for the Toronto Sick Kids Hospital. So thank you so much for that. And it also helps the party. Help the kids. Help the party.
We do it for the kids.
Right.
For the kids.
So I think that's all of the details that I have to share prior to Jason coming back and telling us what the heck is going on. Unless, of course, Brandon, you have something to say, or David, you have something to say. Hey, guys,
Brandon?
could we just give a shout out to Melanie for the fact that she tried and tried and tried to get
and
into
failed.
this stream, and yet technical issues prevented her from being able to join us tonight. But just thumbs up, Mel, for trying so hard. Thanks for doing what you do. All right, I'm going to go over to. We may as well just start taking some of these questions.
Absolutely.
If you have questions, hey, yes, thank you so much for joining all the. Wow, we have so many Mythrol submissions. Now, guys, if you have any questions, please do ask now. So the way you do that is by capitalizing question, : ask your question, and that will be in both the D&D chat on the D&D Twitch and the RealmSmith chat on the RealmSmith Twitch. So make sure you post your questions in there. I'm assuming Jay is still not in his chair because he is still trying to fix audio in the room. So we're just going to start taking questions.
Because we don't see him in his chair.
He is not in his chair. But
did we get that potion of invisibility?
Oh, maybe the potion of invisibility is finally working.
That would explain.
Say that again, Brandon.
That's totally it. It's the potion of invisibility. We probably got a donation. It's not showing yet or something. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. We got some questions rolling in, and this is on the RealmSmith Twitch. Hey, I'm looking at you, D&D Twitch watchers. Post your questions, and we will answer them. But this is on our RealmSmith Twitch as well. Also, B Paints says, "What are the plans for characters in the next season? New, old, modified?" That is the question. New, old, or modified? You go first, Brandon. What are your plans?
New character. Talked a little bit about this on Behind the Screen, but my character is going to be a blind tabaxi fighter. And we're going to use the Unearthed Arcana blind fighting to help him in the battlefield a little bit. It's pretty cool. To take a look into it at some point. I guess we don't have that available through our setup here yet, but we will eventually for our integration with Beyond.
Yeah, are we at a place, Brandon, where it's safe to say that are you going to be like home ruling, house ruling any of the character with because of limitations, or how are you going to handle the fact that he's blind?
So the way that Jay and I have worked it out is normally Tabaxi would have dark vision and vision. So we're giving him 30 feet of blind sight. And with the blind fighting, he doesn't get disadvantage fighting enemies that he cannot see, which again is an Unearthed Arcana thing, brand new, really cool. So that's basically how we're doing it. My character, I've worked a lot of things into the narrative, into how I'm going to run him, to be able to see how he. Or for him to be able to legitimately be able to make his way around in the world and so on. I'm trying to do it as true to form as possible, so as not to give him superpowers or anything. You know, he is blind. There's some disadvantage to that, but it doesn't make him helpless. He's still a capable adventurer.
Do you think that you being a DM allows you to better understand what limitations you should put around your characters?
I think it helps. It definitely helps. But of course, you have to, even when you are a DM yourself, you have to talk to the DM of this game, because they have their own style, their own flair, their own approach to things. And I didn't want to step on any toes, so Jay and I worked very closely together to be able to try and pull off this concept, because we both loved it so much. We just thought, okay, well, we got to find a way to make it work, you know, and make it work in a good, reasonable, fairly legitimate way. So it's not easy to do, but there are some
hacks
out there. I know how you feel about this, David Shaheen.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how do you feel about this, David Shaheen?
Oh man, it's different. I've DM'd quite a bit as well, so it's definitely a different, really interesting character concept. I'm super excited to see how it plays out. And because I mean, think about the huge host of just issues that come with being blind inside the game, even with blind fighting. So I don't know whether they've worked it out in a way where, you know, it sort of evens off, or whether this is just a real downside, but I'm super interested. It makes me cringe, like really cringe, the thought of starting a character with no eyesight. Oh man, you're a brave man. I mean, you take on these roles, Brandon, that are really tough. I mean, Sterling playing an 11-year-old, getting in that space, you know, playing a blind Tabaxi, man, I wouldn't do it.
Well, I like to. I like to play something that really captivates the imagination, something that I haven't done before, and this is one of those things. I'll be relying a lot on perception rolls, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Right. And insight checks. Insight checks and perception rolls. Yeah.
So I've got I made my highest stat wisdom just for that. So my dump stat is charisma, just so you know.
Whew.
Oh man. So Dave, what are you doing? David, are you doing like new, old, revisited old character?
Am I allowed to talk about it?
Well, you haven't really had your session with Jay yet prior to right? On behind the screen.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So yeah. I would say don't divulge it all right now. But if you have any details you can share, feel free.
I can tell you, it'll be.
What would your teaser trailer be?
Yeah, exactly.
It'll coming soon. An entirely new type of caster. So it'll be new, and I plan on playing a caster. I'll leave it that far, and maybe this time I'll try and get away from the evil. Maybe I won't.
What? What is it? What is it that draws you to casters? Because you've said at the table in our Discord chats after the fact that you really love playing wizards.
Okay, so wizards are my absolute favorite class, and the reason why they're my favorite class is because I truly believe that they are the best class. I think a prepared and hold on. Let me clarify that though. I truly believe that a prepared wizard can handle any situation. As long
Hmm.
as you have the opportunity to prepare yourself to gain additional spells, to plan ahead and figure out what's coming, you can prepare yourself for almost any situation. And that type of detail orientation is very appealing to me. I love the
Okay.
idea of it. Now here's where the problem comes in. You start with 6 health plus whatever your con
And you got to
is,
live past level 3?
and you got to live past level 3. And the other thing is that depending on your team, you might not actually get the preparation time that you're hoping for, which
Yeah.
usually you don't. So, but still, I love wizards. I love casters. Definitely my favorite style of play. Although I don't mind paladins. Me and Adam tussled a little bit over who got the paladin for Strahd, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love wizards. So I'm very excited for the coming season and what we can make happen.
Okay, more questions. And we have a bunch here. I'm going to pick from the D&D Twitch.
What about you, Joel?
For me, I guess I can answer that. I'm going to do an all new character, not a revisit of anything, although I am revisiting barddom. I am going to play a bard again. But we rolled on behind the screen, which is why you guys have to watch behind the screen, because it was so fun. In front of everyone, every single roll documented. I rolled for a Kancko bard, and
Kancko.
it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very hard.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's
mimicking
gonna be
everything.
So fun. I know. I mean, it's what I do anyways, right?
So
I make
you're
fun of
essentially
everyone
not
to
a
a certain
creative
degree.
bard, right?
Yeah, exactly. So strange, right? Because the race has some very limited features about it. Like, you're not supposed to be a creative at all, which effectively, if you're a mimic, you aren't creative.
Yeah.
You're responding to the world around you.
We should mention to everyone that we're following some pretty strict rules, and we haven't watched each other's creation videos at all, and we won't be. So
Right.
it's all going to be very fresh to us when we start. So
That's true.
he's coming at me with like, what, Kancko bard? So
Yeah.
First I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're responding is because you really don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And we haven't seen so David hasn't gone in for his character creation. Melanie, we haven't seen any of her character creation, or Adam, I don't think has. So far it's only been Brandon and I who've kind of talked about at length our characters on the behind the screen sessions. So join us for that stuff. Tomorrow night, Jay is having another behind the screen, and I'm not sure who it's with. So more questions. Here we go. And this is from the D&D Twitch. Here's a question here. So have any of you played 2nd edition Ravenloft, and how different is this? I will say I have not officially played the 2nd edition Ravenloft, but it is a campaign that I watched my brother play for a year and a half. So I wasn't privy to the gameplay because I was pretty young at the time. I think I was 13 or 12 or 13, but he was playing with his friends, and it scared the crap out of me. Scared me, which is why I was afraid to play this season, actually, because I still have memories of just evil elves and just there's so much Ravenloft still in my.
I remember that first conversation where you were talking about, I don't know if I'm going to play that. That stuff's terrifying.
I mean, Jay's kept it entertaining because I do remember the DM that was running my brother's game was terrifying. He was much more brutal than Jay's been with us. And I don't know, maybe the system, maybe the 2nd edition kind of AD&D system was just more gruesome. I don't know. Maybe.
We're still early into
anyways.
it, though. I mean, it could get a lot worse.
It's true. It's true. Yep. How about you guys? Have you guys played or seen any Ravenloft stuff early edition?
No. I never played 2. The
No,
first
I
I
read one of
tried
the books.
playing was 3.5.
Okay.
I read one of the books back in the day, but that was my only other thing with Ravenloft. Actually, I wanted to run Ravenloft after we finished Tiamat, but we went homebrew, so it wasn't going that way.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, next question is anyone else doing a live build for Wildmount? I'm not sure what the question is exactly, Bun through 3000. I'm going to say you mean a live stream for Wildmount? That's what I'm going to assume the question is.
You two built it live, right?
So, well, mine wasn't built live, but Joel, it sounds like you built yours live. You did all your rolls and everything live. I think that's what they mean.
All the rolls.
Anybody else?
Oh yes, okay, yes. So I don't know that anyone else has done that live, but I did mine live last week, and it was really fun. The crazy thing about live rolling and kind of live picking, because we went through racial traits, we went through name selection. So like the players even helped me pick a name, which I haven't divulged yet and won't. It was really fun, or the viewers, I should say. But like rolling, like I had my rolling tray in front of the camera, and every single roll was charted on a notepad that I was showing everyone, and I still have it here. It was really fun. I want to do that next season too, like whatever we're gonna do for character roles in the future. Really, really loved it. Really loved it.
Awesome.
So yeah. How are you planning? This is on the RealmSmith channel, Twitch channel. How are you planning to do the finale with GaryCon canceled? I'm going to reserve that question for Jay. How about that? So, but Lunger Hokum, we will answer that later when Jay gets back. Okay. Next question is going to be from the D&D Twitch, if there's one over there. And there isn't. Hey, folks on the D&D Twitch, feel free to ask questions. Okay. Next question on the RealmSmith Twitch. How has streaming changed how you think about building adventure boxes? Good question. Good question.
It's a very good question. From my perspective, from the writing and sound side, I don't think it's really changed much. I mean, like as far as this most recent stream, I don't think it's changed very much. But in general, when we were running Dragonsbane, I found a ton of inspiration came from running that game with you guys, and I was able to translate that into the writing for those adventure boxes.
Yeah, I wonder if perhaps it would make sense for us to, and we've been in a number of campaigns together, Brandon, but it'll make sense in the future to kind of go back through our campaign notes, highlight the situations that we've enjoyed the most as players, and kind of try to engineer those for people who are playing through our boxes, whatever scenario that might be, right?
Invisible Bridge.
Yeah, exactly. Invisible Bridge, catching each other off the bridge and stuff like that. No, I wonder, right? There's so many things that you as a campaign writer can envisage that other people can't, that so really fantastic opportunities to turn some of the content we've played through into, even if they're different, but inspired by scenarios that we've played through. So I think even though the question is like, how has streaming changed? It may not be apparent that it is changing how we build boxes, but I think it will change in the future how boxes are built.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say.
yeah.
Okay, for you, Brandon, says, so we have a blind tabaxi and a Kancko that can't speak for himself. Question, David, what kind of deaf character are you playing?
Hear no
Oh,
evil,
man.
speak no evil.
Oh,
That's the
hear
best.
no evil, see no evil. Oh
I'm
man.
gonna give some.
Like I said,
Man, that's so funny.
I think Brandon's very brave. I think both of you are very brave for taking on those characters, and I can't say I'll do the same, but I'll tell you what, I'll put it in my maybe box.
Yeah. Uh,
Oof.
QY Burn 14 asks, when is Joel starting his in front of the screen you'll fall for anything series? I mean, technically, since Jay hasn't joined us yet, I'm doing that right now.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, you guys were here first. Uh, no, I really did have a fun time last week, and it makes me wonder whether or not we should have, like, so there's the behind the screen stuff, right? That's where you get to ask the DM about the choices and problems that a DM is facing, which are many. I'm sure very complicated as well.
Especially on live streams too.
Yeah, especially on live streams. But as players, I would love to have like a full on couch session with the players, going like, man, what if we would have done this, or what if we could have done that? Kind of diving into more character narrative, maybe exploring a little bit of the mindset of the players as a player. Because there are many more players than there are DMs, obviously, because otherwise Dungeons and Dragons wouldn't work. But I think there's something there to be said about just rallying players together and seeing like what might have happened had we made some other choices. Go through the beats that the DM had sent us throughout that session and replay through it a little bit and ask the players what they would have done differently. Because I've made so many bad choices. I've made so many bad choices. Fun, and I'm playing to my character, but still some terrible choices. And I think that would be fun to engage with. Okay, let's see if there's any.
I think what they're
anything
really
else
waiting
over
for is
here.
the first episode of There's No Place Like Rone, though.
Yeah, totally.
You may be right. All right. Let's see. My battery just died on my headphones. Hopefully, I'm not creating all kinds of echo.
It's okay right
Here.
now.
Okay, cool. All right, question. The question, personal to David. Do you know the origins of your last name?
Honestly, I picked it because it sounded good to me. So if it has an origin to it, I wasn't aware, and someone needs to message me right now and start explaining. because
Yeah.
there's a hole in my character now, apparently.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh.
No, so I guess that's the answer. We don't know what the
Tell me.
You really don't know?
Well, I'm assuming when he says that,
That he knows something.
Is there a pre-existing name in the origins of D&D that has that name, or is he asking me like what is the origin of my family's name in the game?
No, I think that's what he means. I think that's what he means. Like Talrythian means something, and we don't know.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, me either.
Well, now I just look like a dumbass.
Practice.
Well, if any of you know who Kevin Panlilio is, he was on the Order of Dragons main stream. I practice a lot in his car on the way to work because we work together and we carpool together. So I'll do a lot of voices. He'll carry on conversations with me while I do these voices. What's up, David? Is something going on?
Yeah, what's wrong with David? What just happened?
Read the Twitch.
I don't have the chat up.
Oh, yeah. So what of your last name? So I guess it's Shaheen that they're wondering. The origin of.
Yeah. Sorry. Keep going, Brandon. I'll answer after.
Okay, so yeah, in short, I practice a lot of voices in my free time. Have a lot of fun with it. I try to create new accents. I try to mix accents together. I try to find a voice for a character that suits their soul, I guess is one way to put it. Something that feels
Yeah.
natural, feels right for the character.
Sterling.
Something that really speaks to their heart. Something it's not too hard to do and maintain. Uh, unlike Grigory, which is just everything blending into everything else. And I fully admit that. I think in that way, I'll just say I'm doing honor to Todd Harris with that
Yeah.
with accents blending into each other. That I'll say that's in honor of Todd. Love that guy. Anyway, David, gotta hear the story of your last name, sir.
Yeah.
Right. So the origins of my last name, Shaheen, not Talrythian, as it turns out, is despite the fact that I look fully Caucasian, I am not. I'm actually half Middle Eastern, and Shaheen is a Middle Eastern last name. Although I've also heard that there's some Shaheens in Ireland as well, so who knows? But it is because I am half Middle Eastern. My father is, and that's where I get the last name Shaheen. I like to play on words a little bit and mess around, saying that because I look fully white, I'm actually Arabian white. Like Arabian white, like Aladdin.
Arabian
Days.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Middle Eastern in origin. Although I know I fully look white until it comes to the beard, and then it's just.
That's funny. But it's awesome. Brandon, what's the origin of your last name, Perkins? Because don't tell me it's a restaurant franchise in the U.S.
Yeah, I walked by a restaurant and thought, hey, that sounded good. No, actually, it's
Maybe you come from money,
I mean,
Brandon.
it's been part of my family for a number of generations. I don't think I'm related to the Perkins family of restaurants. I like to think I might be related to Chris Perkins. I feel like we've got a somewhat similar skill set. I've got a way to go before I can be anywhere near as good as he is. But yeah, I guess it's been a part of me since I was born, and it means son of the rock, which is kind of interesting. Yeah,
Interesting.
It comes from Peter, so son of Peter, son of the rock, Perkins, something like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like it makes a lot of sense for you.
Wait. It kind of does. Didn't explain
here's a couple questions. I just got some new questions. Awesome. Have you considered going to Dragon Con in Atlanta? Great event. We're happy.
Oh, we should go. I've been there once.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
we're happy to go to any event if you guys are happy to pay for it. No, it's we love going to cons, and we're hoping to do a lot more. It's just really expensive to go to cons. So when you guys, sorry for the business switch over here, but when you guys subscribe with Prime and subscribe to the channel and send bits and all that stuff, it does help us to actually reach the goals that we want, because we want to be at every live event that we possibly can, and then bring all the cast and crew with us if we can. So that it helps a lot when you guys kind of follow us here. All right, more questions. Are you guys out much for the canceled GaryCon? So I can speak
what a thing to
that.
ask.
Yeah, I can speak to that a little bit. Yes, we were platinum sponsors of the GaryCon event. It was a pretty and we do sell paints, and we were introducing a new paint line with WizKids that we were going to bring to GaryCon, as well as doing classes for with Jason and running games and stuff. So the answer is yes. It is impacting us financially, but the more important thing is that everyone is healthy and that no one is in dire straits. We're going to be fine. And such is life. Sometimes things just don't go as planned. So we're all pretty flexible when it comes to this stuff. We all wish we could go, but we are like massive supporters of the Gygax family. And if we don't go this year, we're definitely hoping at least to participate in some online events that are going to happen for GaryCon Online, which is they're moving most of their live events to an online presence. So I know that Jay will hopefully be able to join us and tell us a little bit about what we're planning to do there. I don't want to give any spoilers because there's still a lot of details and so much is still up in the air for what might happen for sponsors and people who are going to the event. So I leave it at that. But yes, in full honesty, things are not as they should be. And yeah. So thanks for asking the question. Amazing. Let me see what else. I'm gonna try to split some questions up that you guys can both answer now.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, this is cool. Any chance you guys could do a tutorial about how to set up a remote game setup like this? This is fantastic. Oh, that's an interesting thought. I actually don't mind this setup, guys. This is pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I don't mind either. I wasn't sure how.
I don't
was
mind
work,
it, but I like being in person though too. I mean, it's really great getting
For
to
sure.
get that close feeling.
Definitely.
It's different.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's I don't know. D&D is such a when you get together with friends and you're playing, it just feels right, you know.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's intended to be that way. This is great, of course, but I can understand how people might want to do this because when you don't have the choice and you want to run a game, yeah, this is a good second. It's certainly not my first choice either.
I think it's part of the appeal of our game, though. A lot of people have spoken about that, how it feels like they're at the table with us, just a group of friends playing the game. So I think that's part of the appeal. I wouldn't want to change, but I get why people do.
Yeah. I think just it would be easy to teach people how to do this because this is actually not very hard to do. It's actually much harder to get 6-7 individuals schedules aligned to get into the same room every day of the week. That's the real challenge. I think it does come across really well as well, and I like that we're doing it differently than a lot of online streams. So this is fun for now, and maybe we'll do it again at some other point. But if we had, I almost know for sure that if we had to choose all of us at the table, we would do it live instead of doing this. Yeah. How about you, Brandon? What are I mean, there are benefits and there are negatives to this.
I prefer being at the table personally, just because I feel like you really play off each other in a very different way. I haven't really done a remote game this way before, so I can't speak to that personally. I imagine that it would be such a different experience. I don't know how quickly I'd be able to adapt to it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, Kenosis 007 says, "What have you learned most recently from Jason's game as a player?" I don't think they mean literally learned as a player, like, oh, we got this note from this person and this is what they said. I think they mean like in your gameplay.
Right. That's a good question.
I mean, what
that
about?
Is a good question.
What is unique about Jay's DM style? I guess is the real question.
I think the more I play games with Jay's DMing, the more I realize that you don't always follow the carrot right in front of you. Because it may, like, there's been times where I feel like certain elements of plot may have been getting emphasis, and we're like, oh, okay, I think we're supposed to go that way. But when talking to Jay after, it's like no, you guys didn't have to do that. That was just one thing, right? Like, for example, that carnival wagon, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's got to be. I think we're supposed to look at that because it's gotten, it seems like it's so in focus, but that
totally.
was, we didn't need to look at that at all. We didn't need to entertain the idea because there were so many different things that could happen all around this whole town, and there was a lot more going on in the plot than we initially saw. So that's something where it's made me want to look more between the lines and at other details and think, okay, well, let's get the whole picture. This is what we're seeing right now,
Yeah.
but there's more here. So.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, David.
So I was just thinking to myself, what I've probably learned through Jay's game, and he's an excellent DM, a real pro. He makes the story come alive, certainly. But what I've learned is to sort of let go of some of the smaller stuff. Now, I've always been the type of player that wants to get a game done. I want to complete every little aspect. It killed me inside when we walked right past that vampire spawn inside the chapel. I'm like, no, we should go. We should really go, because I knew
Yeah.
we were missing out on a part of the story, and that's okay because there's a lot of different parts of the story, and you'll never get all of it. But I'm just finding in myself, a way to sort of be okay with not following every single trail, although I want to.
For sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think what I'm learning from Jay's DMing as a player is so because I've sat beneath both Brandon's game ship and Jason's game ship, Jay is a little bit more rules oriented. It's so strange to say that Brandon is not rules oriented. It's not that he doesn't care about the rules, but is certainly more focused on role playing abilities than rulesmanship. Whereas Jay is very particular, even though he's moving the story along. A good example of this is in battle sequences. Jay is very particular about what you're able to do as a player.
Yeah.
In those fight sequences, and I think Brandon, like, it's just different in that sense. Not, yeah, it's hard to describe. You are more role playing through battles, like as if it's part of the storytelling. Jay's a little bit more on the technical elements of the battles themselves. And I've learned that both give you a sense of direction as a player, but in different ways. So battles, to me, it seems like we're discovering, at least under Jay, that they are narrative elements, but they're directive in nature. So if you're doing this, it's because it's going to yield an important result. And I think that's been a really interesting learning as a player.
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
The way I would DM battles after all of this too, I think I would change the way I approach it a lot.
Okay.
Now, seeing the way things have gone, the kinds of feedback that we've gotten in comments over this stream specifically, because our audience for this stream is much larger than we've ever had before. So Jay's dealing
Sure.
with challenges that I never had to deal with. I didn't have to deal with people calling out rules so often. So I was able to get away with a more narrative approach. And that's something I enjoyed, but it's also something that I realized was potentially a weakness as well in my DM style at that time. That if I had the opportunity to go back again and do some more DMing, which I hopefully will be doing with the Noobs soon. I don't think we're doing this Thursday like we planned, but I think I'm going to take a very different approach without
Interesting.
expanding too much, but I want to keep a lot of narrative, but I want to play with the rules in a new way with narrative. So yeah.
Get it. Yeah. Kenosis007 asks, how is the worldwide pandemic affecting Grigory?
Oh, Grigory gonna die.
He's gonna die.
Grigory gonna die.
I'm not afraid of anything because I'm Grigory. You know, it's nothing to worry about. Magic.
Extra life is for the kids, not for Grigory.
Yeah, exactly.
For the kids, indeed. Grigory would give his life for the kids.
There you go.
Good. Yeah, there we go.
That's what would happen. Eh?
Okay, next question. Hey, look, it's Jason Azevedo, everyone.
Hello, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Are you able to hear us, Jason A? I don't think you can. Perhaps you can.
Hey.
Yeah, so I am
How's
on.
it going?
Can you hear me, guys? Can I get a thumbs up?
I can hear you.
Yep.
I am. Well, so I'm actually listening to the live. I'm listening to the live stream, so there's a delay for me. And then I can hear myself in it as well, so it's a little bad. For some reason, I'm getting like major like echoes and stuff going through. It worked before we started, then we went live and it didn't work so much, which is really strange. So
strange.
All right, so tell us,
really
how
bad.
was the hurricane?
So we're just going through questions,
Jason.
okay?
And then of course Bruno behind me is he's scratching his. It's bad. It's all very bad. But what I can do is I can go ahead and, like, if there's a question for me, you can ask the question, and then I will answer the question, and then I'll come back and do it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, actually, Jay, there is a question here from Lost Lake 0402, which is, I really enjoy Jason doing NPCs. Any advice for playing an NPC's mindset? And while he's getting ready for the answer, I will just do this. Talk to you. It could be like a 30-second delay, folks. So
Could be.
Poor guy. First Mel, then him.
Yeah.
Oh,
for me,
man.
I mean, I feel like I'm like a correspondent during like war times, like CNN. And I'm seeing you guys laugh before you are in the stream. It's all very weird. So I'm just going to pull this out while I answer it, and then I'll put it back in because I can hear myself talking. For the most part, it's an NPC situation for me in making sure that I pay attention to what they're thinking in the world, what motivates them before I actually get into the mind of that NPC. And sometimes it's very simple. There's an overarching kind of narrative that kind of determines what everybody in Barovia feels at a baseline. There's a baseline for me. And so now that I have that baseline, then I deviate above and below it based on their alignment, based on their current circumstance, based on the things that are going around them, to be able to make sure, because it's very easy to make NPCs feel like automatons and like they have no sort of so they have no sort of purpose or whatever. So hopefully that made sense. I'm gonna put my ears back in and I can listen to the rest of my answer. And I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. So, are we playing with prestige classes? At level 3, they might choose them, I think. Gentlemen, prestige classes?
What'd you say there?
It says, are we playing with prestige classes? At level 3, it says that we could select prestige classes. And I'm asking you guys if you guys are planning on doing prestige classes.
We aren't, though. Are they talking about for Wildmount or for the current?
Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. Like, are we planning on doing them for Wildmount?
Oh, I haven't even considered that far. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm not
allowed to
sure.
comment on future plans in Wildmount, so I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good out. That's a good out.
Yeah, that's my no comment.
All right. Next question. Next question is, you guys go. Would you guys go to Sergei's tomb? I think that's where the sword is, and please tell.
Wait,
Please tell.
stop.
Don't. Okay. So yeah, there's a bunch of questions that are actually spoilers here. Thank you so much. That's the best. So, question: is there any way to access D&D Beyond character sheets, especially after the show? I can't find the overlay with my phone. So, the answer is yes. Usually, we do have the character sheets overlay on this show. Let me see if I can get it going right now. You guys, you guys can answer a little bit about something else. Feel free to, gentlemen, if you want to just chat up for a second. I'm going to try to get the overlay going on here.
Yeah. So,
Um,
David, what was your initial inspiration for Rone?
So I wanted to
If you
take
don't
it
want me to
in a
know,
bit
I
of
can
a.
plug my ears.
No, it's fine. I mean, I won't give away anything too much, but I wanted to. I figured we were playing in such a dark setting that I wanted to create a character who had a chance to grow in that dark setting. So what I did was I made a character with a lot of really large flaws and real holes inside of him. And I'm throwing him in there and trying to see how things turn out. Um,
I asked earlier.
so, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, so Rone has this real dark side to him. But he also, due to some of his backstories, which we haven't gone too much into, has a real hole inside inside his heart. So the question is always, okay, whether things go downhill and he gives in to that darkness inside of him, or whether this group is somehow able to fill that empty void inside of him and pull him together with them. So I don't know what direction it's going to go, and I'm really surprised at how things have gone thus far with him. So we'll see. But I just wanted to give something that was a little bit more complicated, a little bit more complex, and had this real dark side to him, specifically for Curse of Strahd. Because I know that things can get pretty grim in there, and I wanted to see what would happen if I gave someone with a real dark history and maybe a tendency or predilection towards darkness, what would happen. So I don't know. We'll see.
Have you ever played darker characters like this before, Dave?
So normally my characters start in a good to neutral area. I did probably my longest running character, funny enough, did end up evil. Although I do feel sort of the situation and the machinations of the DM that led him there. But starting off with this kind of dark personality with clear issues, no, I haven't played anything like this, so it's new to me as
Right.
well. Although I have had characters that go bad in the end.
And when you mean the end, do you mean like towards level 20, or do you mean the end of the campaign before you died?
So the one I'm specifically thinking of, although I have, there's been a few. The one I'm specifically thinking of, it wasn't till 14, 15, 16 that things got really bad, but the potential was there from early on. You know, he was mind controlled. He killed one of the players on the group, and that sort of set the tone of mistrust in the group for the rest of the game. So the amazing thing about D&D is every single game is different, and there's so much that could happen. So I don't know. Let each character grow as they may, and you know. But I have gone bad before. I won't lie to you. I have tried to wipe a group.
It only takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oof, pressure's on.
Yeah, the pressure's on. All right, Jay, how do you feel about the sitch? Let me just look for other questions here. If it takes them 2 minutes to respond. Is there going to be another run? Ooh, good question. So Ketmatari asks, is there going to be another run of the Noobs in the Shattered Shield campaign? Brandon, any thoughts on that?
Yeah,
I'm
so
still
we're
got a
gonna be
delay, big time, but I will answer questions as they come through. I know you said I was listening to the stream while we were doing it, so yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
So for the Noobs, we are going to be continuing. I'll be picking up as DM. Jay's got a lot on his plate. So we'll be going into Adventure 2, which is, it's called The Fallen Order. And I don't want to give away too much, but it's more adventure-driven and less in the horror vein like the first adventure was. But there's still opportunities for some horror in there, especially since I've been reading Call of Cthulhu recently, so that could be fun.
Awesome. And
All right.
are we going to run through the other sections of the campaigns you're building for the boxes?
What do you mean other sections?
So I mean, you've run through how much of the campaign have you run through so far? All 12?
All right, so the Noobs have run through the first 6 boxes.
Yeah.
And they're about to start the next 6 boxes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Cool.
Starting with Temple of Haram.
Cool. Sounds pretty scary. Are you being influenced by Strahd at all in the creation of your of your worlds?
Not in the writing of this. Most of this was written before we started this campaign. Right. So written, planned, and so on before we started this campaign. So no, not really. Okay. However, the next adventure, the Adventure 3, I'm not sure.
He goes bad.
The name of it yet. I've got some ideas, and Strahd helped, and some Lovecraftian horror helped as well. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
That's saying too much.
Yeah.
Those are some of the inspirations. Yep.
I'm going to wait the 30 seconds for Jay to be able to respond to whatever he would like to.
Yeah.
If he's available, if he can hear us.
There were some questions you were saving for him. Did you want to?
Yeah, I'm saving questions for him. I'm just making sure that he can actually hear us.
Jason, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
We need you to answer questions. We've waited so long for you.
Yeah. He is in the field like a journalist.
And back to you, Jason.
With the weather.
So funny. So maybe we don't teach other people to do what we're doing now.
Maybe.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and ask whatever you need to ask. I'm here. It's just
Okay.
going to be delayed.
Okay. Okay. So Krause asks, if we want to throw a bit of support your way,
Quarantine.
is there a preferred way to do it? That's a good question. So, so support for RealmSmith happens really currently right now through two major methods. One is merch purchases. So if you want to really get behind us, buy a piece of merch. That's great. Or subscribing to the boxes. So those are the two main ways. Now in the streams, if you want to support the streams, bits are great because a chunk of it goes to us, a chunk of it goes to Twitch, Amazon, but it's kind of 50-50 right now. So Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime or Prime subscriptions are the best way for us to feel the love, monetarily speaking. Now, if you want to support us in any other way, just showing up and chatting with us and letting us know that you love us because we need love is really great.
Love me, say that you love me.
Yeah, the Cardigans, one of the best bands ever in history. Um,
Debatable.
cool. Well, it's probably debatable, but I'm still right. Okay, so Blunderware HS asks, what would be the perfect magic item for your character? Ooh, we may just have received the perfect item for my character, but I'll let you start, David. What's your perfect
Robe
item?
of the Archmage. Or Staff of the
Ooh.
Archmage. I'll take any of those legendary ones. I'm not too picky. Either or. You're welcome to petition the DM to give me one of them. I insist. Or Rone Talrythian might have something to say to you.
How about you, Brandon?
Well, it seems that having an AC of 20 does nothing to help me. So, mithril plate, but maybe like a +2 mithril plate, or I don't know, maybe a weapon that hits. I would like a weapon that hits things. That would be really helpful.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't miss all the time. Something that hits. That I'd be into that. How
You know
about
what
you for
you need to be able to use the lucky feat. You need to be able to roll again.
That's true. That's true.
You need to be able to roll again.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I mean, I would love increasingly magical bolts. That would be awesome. So we're gonna start at +1. I'm gonna take those. We can buy. I mean, they're not mine by default. We know that they're unlocked, and we don't know how Jay is going to use them in the narrative. But I'm assuming that
They're mine.
I'll to use. Oh, they're yours. Okay. Um, I'm going
I've
to
got the
assume
perfect
that
magic item
I'll
for
be
you.
able to use them. Oh, what is Jay doing? Jay says 1 minute. I think is what that's the international symbol for. Give me 2 seconds. So
I
we'll
has
just
an
go on.
idea, is what he's saying.
He has idea.
Ideas. So
Ideas.
Joel, I got the perfect magic item for you. So I made a magic item a couple of years ago, and what it is it's a quiver of holding, and whenever you reach into it, you're actually pulling ammunition from somebody else's bag of holding. So it could be anything, right? So you roll on a D100 chart to see what it is you're firing. So
Wait,
you
wait,
get
wait, wait, wait,
ranges
But
from
there's no
like
guarantee.
random garbage to like the most amazing arrow. So
You're saying you created 100 different effects for one magical item.
All right. So allow me to explain this a little more. So there are ranges. So it may be like from 85 to 90. You'll get this. Things like that. But lower. In some areas it is like if you roll a 51, then it's this item and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Very
that
cool.
was really fun to play with.
That's almost as much fun as a weapon as it is a role-playing tool. right? Because it's like every time you have to come up with something interesting to role play around what you got. So yeah,
Shooting a
that
bunch
would
of
be
flowers
fun.
or something.
Yeah, if you rolled a 1, you could very well get like a bunch of flowers. Did they just something random else that came from somebody's bag holding? That's not ammunition.
That's-
It's
You know,
supposed to
I
be
would take the
ammunition.
Handarai of Vecna in consideration.
Right.
It's up to the DM, so we'll see.
Of course you would. Okay. Question: how much, if any, prep with individual players do you do? And I think this was a question for Jay, so I did ask it before, and I'll wait for it again. How many hours of drive would it have been to get to GaryCon?
10 or 11.
I think it would have been 7 hours or 7 or 8 hours of driving.
That's. I feel like it was longer, like or it would have been longer, but
Oh, right. You know what? Let me pull it up on a map. We do have the technology. So
I'm the map. I'm the map.
it's
I'm
only
the
about
map.
8 hours. I think GaryCon was going to be something like 10 or 11 hours, but don't quote me on that.
So to drive from where I am right now to where the place is that GaryCon was at would take. All there are delays. They're not letting people across the border.
And you gotta include the time for stopping at every single Taco Bell we pass too. So
Yeah, that's
true.
right.
That's
So every Taco Bell plus this, it's 9 hours and 3 minutes is what it says if you just went straight there.
Yeah. Although we did discover.
What about with Taco Bell?
Last
plus plus each Taco Bell. So that's I'm not stopping at Taco Bell's. Hey Jay, are you in? Oh, look at him!
It's Jason.
It's Jason Azevedo.
Oh,
are you able to hear us?
Joel.
You just got to put my window behind. That's okay. He's trying to replace me anyways.
Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah. He's gonna have to try.
Joel,
This
where
is
are
an
you,
adventure.
Joel?
This is its
Joel!
own adventure. I'm a disembodied voice guiding you on. Oh, here I am.
Well, there you are, Joel. Great.
There you are. You were hiding.
Funny thing is, Jason is gone now. He disappeared behind himself, which is weird. That's a weird spell. Okay. Let me ask some other questions. Question for Joel. For your Kancko, are you planning to have a list of phrases and mimics from prior to the game, or is everything you're going to say going to come from in-game interactions? All right. Let's
That's so
answer
tough.
this pup. No, it's not tough. I've already thought about it at length. So, I'm building up. This is what's going to be interesting. I'm building up a giant library of cover songs that are already in the world. So most of and my Kancko is not he's not young. He's pretty aged. So he has in his kind of narrative story back. Hey Jay, can you hear us? You can hear us?
No.
Are we doing bit fingers right now?
Bit fingers?
Bit fingers. I can't hear you.
You can hear us, but we can't hear you?
Poor guy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yes, we can hear
hear
you,
you.
but
Can
you
I hear-
can't hear us?
I can't hear you. I'm really trying.
You're doing so much
like,
work.
no,
Be quiet for a while and let him talk for a while.
Why? Why does this app just not work?
Yeah, here's.
I want to know.
Maybe we should just throw a bunch of questions at him, let him answer them all on the stream, and we'll sit and like. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back.
Let's do that.
No,
throw a couple questions at him.
he's disappeared.
Okay.
I'm
not sure
gonna
he's
text
gonna-
him some.
He's,
Oh no, we're back, folks.
Next question, Joel.
Okay.
Next
he's
question.
just-
gone.
Okay.
Poor guy, huh?
So
Yeah.
let me continue that answer for the Kancko. So I'm going to have a list of songs that I reference the lyrics of to use in my dialogue. So that'll be my backing language. Most of the references that I will make or responses that I give or dialogue that I have are going to be from songs that I know already and have memorized. So that solves a little bit of the problem of having to be creative, because I'm not allowed really to be creative as a Kancko in the Kancko race. But then in addition to that, I'm going to melodize, make a melody of everyone else at the table. So what that means is basically
Oh no.
as they say things, I'll come up with. So here's the thing about the human voice. I mean, everyone knows this. When I'm talking, there's a melody line. There's a melody line. There's a melody line, and so I'll be using a lot of that as my mimicry, as my ability to kind of mimic what others. So mimicry isn't just the exact same things that others do. It is also defined as appropriation of other people's actions. So it could be making something sound very similar to what they said, making something sound exactly as they said it. It could be doing the exact thing and sound that someone else, the action that they took. So
Are you going to be copying
yeah.
us all the time?
Oh, very, very likely.
Oh
There's a
no.
very good chance. No, but here's the
odd.
thing. I have to do it intelligently, because I can't just copy you, because that'll be boring. I kind of have to use what you say and re-say it, but only chunks of it so that it makes sense in response. So for instance, if you say, "Are you going to copy us all the time?" I would say, "Copy you all the time." Like I'm not going to use all full sentences every single time. I'm going to
Oh no, I
attempt.
already feel my eye getting a little tick now.
This is gonna be great, Joel. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be so challenging. JR, any further? No, he's not any further. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Is there hope?
At least it looks good, huh? Looking good, Jay?
Yes.
Great. As always.
Question on the stream: where is Adam?
He's dead. I
Sadly,
did away with him.
he Rone took his life in the back alleys. And
My grandma's not happy with me. Adam
No.
was her favorite grandson.
No, he just couldn't make it tonight because he had a family thing that he had to do. So
Yeah.
he couldn't join us.
There's a lot going on with everything here in Canada right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good question. You guys are every single person on the screen, other than, well, I've DM'd for my kids, but I haven't really done it a ton. But all of us have DM'd a little bit. Jay has a lot of experience. You guys both have a lot of experience. Question: what's the best? This is Easy AK asks, what's the best way to teach a new player who is dying to DM?
The best way to teach a new player who's dying to.
I think the foundation starts with rules. I mean, really, as a DM, you want to have a strong foundation in basic knowledge of the rules of the game. And then once you have that base knowledge, come up with a story and you do your thing. But really try and understand how the game actually operates, and then go about creating your own adventure within it.
I'm back, guys.
You might have a different way of looking at it, though, Brandon.
Can you guys hear me now?
Jay, you're back?
It's the best quality video
Can you
you've
hear
ever
us?
seen, clearly. Yes, I can hear you, and I can
So good.
hear
It
me.
reminds me of 1997.
Oh, man, it's so bad. But this is a lesson
Wow.
in perseverance,
Yep.
folks. A little lesson in perseverance here
Yeah,
at
lesson in
RealmSmith
perseverance.
today.
Okay,
Anyways,
Jason, you come just at the right time.
good stuff.
The question I just asked the other guys and
Yeah.
you is, what's the
Yeah.
best way to teach a new player who is dying to DM? So David was just answering.
What did David answered rules, right?
Yeah, a good foundation in rules is
Yeah.
in my opinion, is the starting point of the game.
That's not surprising.
Once you understand I know you would say that. I knew you would say that, but that's what I think.
Yeah. Fair enough. Has Brandon answered that?
It's a valid perspective.
He hasn't.
Not yet. Brando, you next.
All right. So yes, rules are very
Brandon,
important.
you there?
And a foundation in the rules is absolutely helpful. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah, totally.
I'd say a foundation in the rules is absolutely helpful. But it depends on the type of DM you are. There are some people that spend a lot more time in narrative and the storytelling and in creating a variety of experiences. I tend to lean more towards that side. I do like, you have to have the rules to play the game, absolutely. But there are times where the party just comes up with something so crazy, or there's a situation that's so wild that you have to go a little bit west of the rules to really create something incredibly memorable. And I found that in my own experience that can be, when done right, can be extremely effective. And when it comes to doing a live stream, if it's a narrative heavy live stream, then it's something that I think is a real boon to the show if you can create those experiences for the audience as well. But I would say, as far as advice goes, help them to find what their approach would be. Rules are important, yes, but also get them reading some books and building on their descriptive flair that way, listening to audiobooks, watching shows with descriptive audio and that sort of thing. It builds your vocabulary a ton.
Nice. Joel?
Cool. Jay?
You guys can still hear me?
Yep.
For
Yep.
me, I think the most important, rules are important just because it governs the way that things like combat work. And, but I honestly think the most important thing for a new DM who is starting out is an imagination.
That's fair.
I think that rules are important. They govern, but there are different rules for different games. You go to another RPG. If you have a GM who is incredible, who runs the entire game by the rules, I do believe that it could feel stale and it could fall flat. Because then it feels like a framework that you're working through rather than a real living, breathing, exciting world that you're exploring. So for me, I think the most important thing is a decent imagination. Because like Brandon said, when your party, as happens many times, decided to go left when you want them to go right, and you have to think on the fly, the rules don't really help you there. It's your imagination. And sure, encounter tables help and all that kind of stuff. But, D&D then becomes very much like, you meet your next monster, you fight it, you win, you get XP, you move on, you meet your next monster, you fight, you win. And so, yeah, I think that imagination is I think the cornerstone of not only what we used to play when we were kids, and running around playing, cops and robbers or Lord of the Rings or whatever it was when we were kids. That's the same thing we're doing here. We're playing make believe. And so I think the ability to do that, I think, is incredibly important. But then there are some people who have a hard time. Like even Melanie, who plays Callie, said, "Oh, I have a hard time doing make believe and imagining and stuff." And she's still found her way to play and really, really enjoy it. So I think it's a mix of all of it. But I do think an imagination is core.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say
Yeah,
on top
I think
of
it's
that,
a lot harder to
find a
play.
way to find a way to pull inspiration from anything. Things that you see just walking around your neighborhood, or inspirations you get from just reading up on specific characters and things like that. There's a lot of inspiration you can get from just everyday mundane things, as long as you look hard enough and you look in the right place and you look at it with the right heart.
3 different types of DMs.
Yeah.
Takes all
I
kinds.
think all of those ideas are crappy. And in fact, all you really need is a couple people at a table and some dice, folks. No, just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go.
At the very least.
Kenosis007 says, do any of you guys write novels? I'm just impressed with your character development, knowledge, interactions, etc. So I will answer this one. I actually wrote the first 2 chapters of a book called, and this was in 2008, called Recipes for the End of the World, about my parents, who are amazing. They would be amazing if the apocalypse struck. And I'm actually thinking about releasing the first 2 chapters because it's very timely. But anyways, so that's what that's the
Are
only
you from
writing
a family of
that I've done.
preppers?
But no, just pioneers, people who live in the country and didn't have electricity growing up. So
Oh, cool.
but I will. This is where I hand my props out to Brandon. So Brandon has a novel that he has not published yet. I may be the only human being who's read it.
Did you read it on the way?
And it's quite. I did. It's quite good. It's quite good. So here's to a vote in the Twitch chats. How many of you want to see Brandon's novel? Because regardless of whether or not he lets me do this, I'm going to publish it. No, just kidding.
I have to finish editing it.
Brandon,
first.
you actually do have a writer's mind, don't you?
I think so. I think that's a big part of what feeds into DMing for me too. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very good. So eventually we'll get that published.
And I mean, beyond
question
that,
for David.
Sorry, as most
Go
of you
ahead.
know,
Go ahead, Jay.
Brandon writes all of our modules for our adventures, for our adventure boxes. So he is a very accomplished writer.
He's a talented guy.
And, yeah, he's very, very talented.
Yeah, totally. Question for David from Wilkston9786. Have you considered wild magic for your wild mount character, and what made you take the wild decision to completely sidestep it?
Because I am wise. Oh my goodness, wild magic. The chaos would kill me. I would die inside every time I roll on that table.
Man.
I'm going to dodge that. I'm going to dodge that like I'd stay out of the way of a train. It's super entertaining. I get how it would have a lot of flavor, but I'm not going to do wild magic for sure. Although, who knows? Maybe I'll lose a bet and I'll end up doing it.
I sure hope so.
Oh, man.
Might be fun for a one shot.
Oh, boy.
Okay, we're going to start with Jay on this one just because you haven't had a chance to answer much. Question, favorite character or one that stands out that you've played?
Oh, dear. That's a great question. I think that, I have a hard time picking. I mean, Crichton's obviously closest to my heart now because I've played him most recently. That's my gold Dragonborn monk that played.
And the Order of
in the Order of Dragonsbane. That's Brandon's campaign. I had a lot of fun with Victor Hammerforge, who I played at a couple live streams with Stefan Picorni and those guys. That was a lot of fun. Man, that's a good question. I'll have to think about that. If there's anybody else.
What is it about characters? Because you admittedly have told us once a DM, once you're a DM, it's hard to go back to playing. What though? Why is that? Like, why is it hard to play and then DM, or vice versa?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge for me, and I know David feels the same way, is that you can't unsee the rules. So once you know how the framework works, it's almost like seeing the Matrix and then trying to go back to back in, like seeing
Are
the
you
real
comparing
world
yourself to Neo right
a little
now?
bit. No, a little bit.
He is
a little
Neo.
bit.
He's the chosen one.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, more like Tank. But no, that's kind of what it is. It's like you see the real world, and then going back into the Matrix is kind of like it's difficult because you see the code. I think
Right.
that's the most difficult part for me. So if somebody makes a call that's that I maybe wouldn't make, or a rule that I know is wrong, but I have to kind of bite my tongue because I know that I need the game kind of needs to go on. Sometimes I don't do so well, as Brandon knows. But that's kind of, yeah. I mean, I think that's the hardest thing about going back and playing. I love playing. I really, really super enjoy playing. But DMing is definitely much more enjoyable for me, I think, at this stage.
Awesome. Good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Question. Have any of you written modules for the DMs Guild?
No,
I haven't.
we have not. We were thinking
Nope.
about actually releasing some of our Adventure Box ones, but you can't because they can't be. It has to be like only for the Adventure Guild. It can't be something you've used for public kind of retail
Consumption.
and then yeah,
That's right.
and then brought back. So that's why.
Yeah, there are rules that you have to follow if you're going to submit your stuff.
Yeah.
Question for Brandon. For your this is from Wilksta9786 again. For your wild mount character, what level Jedi is he going to be?
I was thinking he might be a consular.
A consular, yeah.
But purple lightsaber. Yeah. Level Jedi. I don't know. He's going to have Force Heal, I can tell you that.
That's funny. So one of the questions here was Joel. Wait, let me just get back to it. Are you going to do a cover of "Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult? No, probably not.
Only if I
But-
get to do the cowbell.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
More cowbell.
Yeah. Listen, I wake up every morning and I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. But then when I do, I make platinum records. I think it's gold records, actually, but whatever. Okay. Jason, your description for players leveling up can be pretty epic. What is your process for figuring out that meta narrative, drawing on your experience from leveling up in LARPing? I think that's a Tim question. Jay's not even there. So Jason, we'll answer that question after. I'm switching back to a full window here. So how did you guys set up a live stream? Because my friends and I want to stream live our Wild Mount game too. Well, nah. You can't. No, just kidding. So we first decided that we wanted to live stream our campaign because of the epic nature of Jason's and the environment that Jay set up for us to play in. So that was really the impetus behind us live streaming. We were like, oh man, this is so cool. We should actually live stream the games because the environment was so cool, and we just wanted to share the space that we were in. And we really didn't have the intention of having a real live stream other than to just show people the space. But then it turned out that we were doing it regularly enough that we started to stream it on Twitch and try to bring other people along for the ride, and that's kind of built a little bit of an audience over time. But yeah, it was. If you want to set up your own, it's really as simple as just getting your friends into a space, or even you can do it online now. Like we're all remote right now. We could effectively play a game right now if we wanted. It wouldn't be as fun as being in the same room, I don't think. But you could do just what we're doing, which is probably a couple phones, a couple laptops, all using the same software to log into, and then sharing the narrative experience through a
there's
good
so
DM.
much technology to be able to do it, right?
Yeah, totally, a ton. But Jason, your description for players leveling up can be pretty epic. This is from the chat. What is your process for figuring out that meta narrative, drawing on your experience from leveling up in LARP? ?
Yeah, so that's interesting. I've never really started doing that actually. I never really started. I have started. I never really thought about doing that until I actually started doing it this campaign. I don't think I ever did that in Sentinels, but I just thought there's a couple things in D&D that I don't love that I've done in the past. The one is the fact that when people get healed, they're just right up. Actually, a couple things. When you go to 0, all of a sudden you go from totally fine and completely capable to unconscious. And so what I've tried to do recently is actually have somebody kind of get hurt, and they're starting to show where, even as players and as NPCs and monsters, until they hit 0 and they finally go. So that's the one thing. The second thing is what was just asked, which is leveling up, where all of a sudden you wake up in the morning, you're like, I know Kung Fu, which happens for Sterling. But I want, again, everything that I can, everything I can do to make the game feel like a real world, the better for the players. I'm super immersive that way, in the way that I DM and the way that I play. So allowing, for example, you, Joel, to say, the combat in the last few days has helped you to hone your skills, and you feel like all of a sudden you've hit a next echelon of archery. My process literally is just before session, if I know somebody's going to level up, I think about the abilities that they're getting, and I usually only do them for features and traits. I don't necessarily do them for attribute bonuses,
right? Like skill gains or whatever.
Yeah, but when it's actually like features and traits that are important, like Callie getting her wings or Sterling getting a new upgrade, I think about what it is first, and then I find a narrative story that goes around it, and I make a couple quick notes. The first time it happened, I actually had something written. The second time it happened, it crept up on me, and I made that all up on the fly, which, again, is where the imagination comes in handy sometimes. But yeah, I just think it really adds something to it, and it's something that you can plan for. And I do that across the board with a lot of the things that occur in game. I want them to feel like they're part of a living, breathing world, even if it extends the play experience or the narrative a bit more than it should.
I think to a certain degree too, we've felt the pressure, and it's a good pressure, of wanting to keep people at home engaged with us, right?
Yeah.
So there is something to be said about like having people watch you and wanting to not just default to the rule set making the decision for you from a narrative perspective, but actually moving the story forward is just more interesting, we think, for people at home. So there's been a number of different conversations of like, okay, so how, like I've had conversations with Brandon in our sessions for Order, Jay with you in our sessions for Strahd about like, well, how do you perceive you're going to do that once you level up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's been really informative for me as a player because but the problem is now I feel like a DM that wouldn't do that would be like not as fun, So you guys are setting the bar pretty high on the descriptive nature of leveling up. And I think it's amazing as a player. I think it's amazing.
And I know, and I take a lot of my notes from Matt Mercer, and just the way that he does things, and he's a very narrative DM, and very narrative focused DM, and explains things that typically, like even the way he does combat, and that's something that I fall into, and I try to pull myself out of, is combat just literally being initiative step to initiative step and hit to hit, really making it narratively interesting. I'm telling a story. We're not just doing combat. And combat, thanks, Bruno. It's great. But, going from initiative step to initiative step, and I hit, okay, you hit how much damage, and going around the table like that just isn't that interesting for people at home. And people fall in love, I think, from what I've noticed, people fall in love with characters. And the more that we can make those characters come to life and people to understand their follies, their darkest, deepest, darkest secrets. Rone has lots. Their abilities, their personalities, I think, is what is the most engaging part of what we do. And so that's incredibly important to me.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat just said, I think Jason has just talked me out of DMing. Okay, I think Jason may have just talked me out of DMing. Oh, Lost Lake, that's not true. Trust me, I messed lots of things up. Tons.
Oh yeah, lots. Okay, next thing. Cornflakes. Just kidding. Cornflakes. How does someone new get into Dungeons and Dragons?
How does somebody new? That's a great question. Sorry, just quickly, Dish Pickle just asked if the game is not being played tonight. Sorry. For those of you that have just joined us, I know Joel has mentioned earlier, because I traveled to Gamma Trade Show, it has been suggested by the Canadian government that I isolate. And I know everybody's kind of being asked to isolate, but I'm going to isolate for some time, which is why we did this. And as you can tell from the technical issues we've had tonight, we didn't want to jump into an actual game until we had a chance to kind of test the technology before we did that. So we'd much rather play a game at a table together, and that's why we're kind of holding off on doing that until we absolutely are forced to do it this way. But yeah, sorry guys, that is absolutely the case currently. Sorry, what was that question, Joel?
The question is, how does someone new get into D&D? And interestingly enough, our friend DC Lasser, who's in the D&D chat, answered really well. He says Wizards, so Wizards of the Coast, has a whole page with free PDFs of the basic rules, tons of information on finding a group to play with in person or online, and more, and then puts a link right in the chat. So if you're right in the RealmSmith chat, I believe. Nope, in the D&D chat. So I'll copy that over to the RealmSmith chat so that people can get that answer.
Yeah, we haven't done a break yet, Joel. I know David Shaheen, I just got a message that says he has to pee. So
David's at home.
Totally.
David's
Right,
at home.
me.
Literally just get up and pee. He doesn't have to
pee right there. We wouldn't even know.
We wouldn't even know.
He could just
right there in your
up
chair.
and go.
Okay, so David Shaheen is going to pee. Did he just cover the camera? That's funny. Let's take a quick break.
Sure.
If that's cool with everyone, you guys can go ahead because I have a visitor who's joining us this evening. Somebody that you guys don't quite know about just yet. And here we go. Hello! My name is Piotr. I am the cousin of Grigory. And I am here to tell you all about the kids.
Piotr, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know, Grigory, he is not able to be here today, so I am going to help you to tell you about the kids.
It seems like perhaps you should be Grigory.
I cannot hear you when you talk all the same time because there is delay. Anyways, as you know, we have Extra Life, and we give to Extra Life when we want to give to the kids. And when you give to Extra Life, you give to the party too. Pretty good, Abraham.
It is perfect, Piotr.
As you know, you've already unlocked the quiver of bolts over here for all of that gold. The next one we have to go is the 200 gold pieces for the potion of invisibility. Everybody say invisibility.
Are you Jamaican, Grigory?
No, there is no Jamaica. What are you talking about? It's a little bit going to Jamaica. Don't worry. No, it's the wrong one. Shut your mouth. I come for you. Don't forget I am still your DM. And then after the potion of invisibility, you have the necklace of fireballs, and then after that, you have the scroll of resurrection. That was really Jamaican. What is wrong with me?
Clearly, you are infected, Grigory.
It is not okay. But I will tell you this. The way that you donate to Extra Life is you go to twitch.tv/RealmSmith. And in the panel below, you can put in your donation and it will send the money to the kids. And it will give the items to the players in the game.
Where is Grigory?
He's dead.
Oh, no.
So if you want to save Grigory, you have to buy the Scroll of Resurrection to bring him back. I am very sorry. Piotr out.
Oh man, that's the best. He is dead.
Oh dear. All right.
Man, that's awesome.
I should have
Oh
made.
man,
I should have made somebody a little. I should have made a Jamaican one. That would have been way better.
you'd have been fine.
Okay.
That was amazing.
For the kids. Anyways, yes, you guys can donate to Extra Life, and bring all of that wonder and greatness on a serious note to help the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, and bring some awesome hope to some children, especially in really dark and difficult times. So, that is, yeah. I think David just died.
Yeah, David might have died.
Yeah.
That might have just happened. I'm gonna bring up
No,
the
I'm here.
Extra Life bar in a second. No, all the
All
noises
right.
you just made.
David, you just missed Piotr.
You did.
So
you missed Piotr.
Our next milestone, by the way, we are at $1,608 USD. Our next milestone is less than $100 away at $1,700 USD, and it's the Potion of Invisibility.
Yes.
Which we really do. We really could use.
I mean, there's a lot of things you guys could use, but
Yeah. People are asking what Peter did to Grigory. Piotr, what have you done?
you'll have to ask him next week. When
Yeah,
I'm tired. That was. Look at my hair. That was exhausting.
Yeah,
That was. My
The hat
throat
does the hair
hurts.
no favors.
that was amazing, man.
That was a
was
lot
amazing.
of. Yeah, David missed it.
Wait a second. What did I just miss? No!
You'll
How could
never
you do
know.
that while I was gone?
Yeah. All right, back
Okay.
to questions.
Yes, questions. Krause asks, how many of you have pets? What are their names? And why are they the goodest boys or girls?
Say that again.
How many of you have pets? What
Yes.
are their names?
Yes.
And why are they the goodest boys, girls?
Yeah. Well, I can show you my pet if he comes over here. We're all at home. We can get our pets. I think is
That's
this
true.
a moment where we show off our pets?
Tavern dogs.
Well, I'm not gonna, but
Oh,
you guys
Why
can.
not?
Truth.
Come
Hold
on,
on.
Joel.
Let me grab one.
I have too many pets. That's
Come on,
why.
Joel. Here.
Hey, David, I didn't know you had pets.
One moment, please. I can't hear you as soon as I leave.
So tomorrow
Okay,
I might.
while
have a pet.
while he's gone, I will describe, name, and tell you about my pets. We have a Bernese Mountain Dog named Ollie, and he's very large. We just got a new Bernese Mountain Dog puppy named Coda, and she's quite large, about half the size of the other one. We have 2 cats, which I would happily put into a plastic bag and chuck into my pond. But
Don't
the-
say that. Oh, baby Bon.
Dude, you haven't
You
seen
are
enough
gonna
with
come
cats, man.
I
You
didn't.
are going to
Don't
get
be
so much
funny.
hate mail.
Guys, don't hurt cats.
Oh.
Cats are amazing. I'm just kidding. That was
Oh,
a joke. That was a joke.
goodness.
And we have two
What
parakeets.
is this?
2 parakeets, and that's it.
This is
Bruno's
Bruno.
cone of
Careful, baby.
shame.
He's got a cone of shame because he hurt his eye, and it's been weeks now because it's not healing. And he's not sad. That's just his face. And when he snores, all it does is make it louder. But that's Bruno. And we have snakes upstairs too. My son has two ball pythons.
Bruno makes the craziest noise.
I know he really does.
He snores so loud.
What have you
dude.
done, baby Bon?
David's wrestling with a poodle.
Yeah, something's happening over there.
So this is Bonnie, our poodle, or as I like to call her, Baby Bon.
Oh
She's
my
adorable. She's a red standard poodle.
Dude, she should be on the stream
most
with
beautiful.
Rone. Like, Rone needs to have a poodle. Just to
I'm gonna let her
counteract
go. She.
Rone's allowed.
Oh,
The poodle.
good girl. All right. Okay. Bye, baby Bond.
Yeah. I currently don't have a pet. The last pet I had was a pair of leopard geckos, but I might be getting a puppy tomorrow. We're going to see a breeder of golden doodles and see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah, I would
that's
go
cool.
get the ball python, but I don't feel like it right now.
Hey,
Hamilton's
Jay,
always
doesn't
there.
your son have a pet?
Yeah, ball pythons. 2 of them.
Crazy.
Am I supposed to go get them? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
All right. He's really cool. He's super cool.
He is really cool.
Yeah, he really is.
People
Awesome.
are making fun of me for having a poodle.
I
better
mean,
than
I'm
being
going
a cat
now.
killer,
You kidding?
Joel.
Who is almost out of toilet paper? That's a real question. Batron 101 says, "Who's almost out of toilet paper?"
I've got about 5 rolls.
Dude.
Oh man, you're in trouble.
Oh man,
Yeah. Well, when I went
I'm
to
stocked,
the
man.
grocery
I'm
store
flushed.
after getting back from the States, it was all gone because Canada went crazy with the rest of the world.
Yeah, what is up with people?
Yeah. Okay,
Reporting is
Jay.
Crazy.
You do need to go into a
Yeah,
little
what is
bit
up
of
with
your
people being practical and
of your
preparing?
Gamma experience. Give us a
that
little
again?
bit of a. You have to go into a little bit of your Gamma experience, and so
Yeah.
like what it was like in the US for this conference.
Yeah, sure. So Gamma is a retailer game show where people go and set up booths and go to classes and seminars and stuff. So it's all retailers and manufacturers and publishers go and show off all their wares. And so I went there with Vallejo and WizKids to show off some really cool stuff. Actually, I have some of that really cool stuff to show you today, which I can.
Show us.
Okay, so we were showing off the new WizKids paint line, which is very exciting. But this is the basic starter set, and it's got 40 paints in it. And I curated and designed the label and helped them to release it. And all the tutorials in these cases are by RealmSmith. So that's the basic starter case, 40 paints for that one. And then this is the intermediate case, which is another 40. So the whole paint line is 80 paints, which is super, super exciting. The basic one has all regular paints in it, some washes. This one has some auxiliary paints. And these are only, you can see they're smaller. So these are 8 mil bottles, not the 16 ounce bigger bottles. But the bigger bottles fit in here, and they're all keyed to the same color and SKU. So if you run out of paint, you go to the Vallejo rack and you fill it back up. So
That's
that is
awesome.
the...
Are they droppers? Are they each droppers?
Yes, they're dropper bottles, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But of course, and then we have 10 of these. These are technique sets. They come with 8 paints in them to paint certain aspects of the WizKids unpainted line of miniatures. So this is wood and steel, for example. This one is some of these have fallen up. We folded them up. This is Defenders of the Wild, which is for druids, and so there's 10 of those. And we are are doing tutorials in all of those. So those will be available June, July, and we're so excited to partner with WizKids and Vallejo to bring that to you all. So I was at Gamma to do that.
That was way too short. Could you bring up one of the cases for the technique sets and show the RealmSmith logo on the top label alongside Vallejo and WizKids?
Yeah, it's very cool. So this is
that's a big deal for us, you know.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. So in stores you can see here this side WizKids and Vallejo, and then up here it says tutorial by RealmSmith.
Yeah.
So I wish we had I had our overcan set up, and then I just changed it to be able to bring extra life back up, so I can't show you close up. But that is what those are. We're super excited about those, and we're
that's awesome.
Very pumped. And then Vallejo also showed off this really cool. Probably can't see this from here, but they have 32 colors of grass tufts, purple, blues, oranges, pinks, and all kinds of other really fun stuff. And those will be available end of April. So yeah, I hung out with Alex Vallejo and Josep and Justin from WizKids and all those wonderful guys all week, just talking to retailers and telling them about the paint line. But of course, every day that we were there, we heard more and more about what was happening in the world. And it got scarier and scarier. And while we were there, we heard the announcement that Spain, that Europe's borders were being closed to the States. So the folks from Vallejo weren't sure if they could get back and how hard that was going to be. And so it got, increasingly more scary. But it was great. Like, we all kind of did elbow smashes or like fist bumps and stuff to say hi, and we were very smart about what we did. But again, I'm not symptomatic, but they have suggested that we self isolate for a couple weeks, so I am doing that currently. But yeah, even coming back, the airports weren't crazy that day. I came back right before the day before they went crazy.
Yeah,
so
before the day. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the next day they were nuts. So I'm so glad that I was able to come back safely and that I'm back here now. And it was a really great show. And while we were there, shows were just getting canceled. The Gone gig got canceled, and we were hearing rumors of Gary Con getting canceled. So it was kind of a crazy, scary time. So, but we are safe. And there was a question earlier, Joel, you said about Gary Con and plans there, and I heard you say wait till Jay gets on.
Yes, that's right. It was one of the earlier questions, and we decided to postpone it till you could answer it. And it was basically just there was one about had we lost any money from GaryCon, and I answered that one.
Yes, that is the answer. The answer is a big resounding yes.
Yes. And then another one was what are we going to do about the finale?
Yes. Okay, so things are still a little bit up in the air, folks. What we can say is, yes, we lost a lot of money, but there are people who have lost a lot more. And our hearts go out to Luke, Gygax, and everybody who's involved in GaryCon. We were a platinum sponsor, and because of that, we're also massive supporters of Luke and what he does. Losing that money in no way, shape, or form. It's hard for us. We're a small company, and it's not easy, but at the same time, that doesn't negate our interest and our ability to do what we can to help Luke and the people who are affected by GaryCon and what's going on. So we are still planning on streaming on March 28th. We're just figuring out exactly what that means and for how long. And we will be updating you guys in the next few days to a week about what that looks like. What this does free up is the Monday night that we would have been traveling back. So whether we do the finale at GaryCon or we do the finale Monday night and fill up this episode that was supposed to happen tonight on the Saturday, that actually might be an option as well. So it just frees up an extra one. When it comes to the Sunday painting tutorial, that will just happen live Sunday night in our usual Nolzer's slot. And I will be painting the young red dragon with everybody. And so, yeah, it's really sad. We had some really, really big folks joining us, some celebrities. They may still be remotely, so I can't really say much now yet. I know Nora Ibrahim still is, and some others. So we're still working out all those specifics. But it all sucks, but we're still trying to make the best of it, keep our heads up, and still do what we have to do to bring you guys wonderful streams on the 28th. So just make sure that you folks still set aside some time on the 28th to watch RealmSmith's Twitch, and we'll go from there.
Cool. One follow-on question to that: does that mean it affects the bits and the wanting to do the whole militia thing at all?
Yeah, no. So it doesn't. Okay. We will still absolutely do that remotely. And that will happen in the finale whenever that finale day is. So whether it's the Saturday or the Monday, we will let you guys know quickly. So we've gained a day basically and gained an episode, which is why we could do this tonight and still have 13 episodes in the season.
Amazing.
But yeah, let's hope that when that does happen, that we are actually all in the same room playing again. That would be really, really wonderful. But we will see.
Amazing. Okay, so Ket Matari, question for David. Since you like playing casters, what do you think about Dunamancy in Wildmount?
Ooh.
I am excited for Dunomancy. I'm super pumped. It's super interesting what's coming with chronoturgy and graviturgy. Um, I think it's really going to shake up the game quite a bit and offer a lot of new options to wizards. So I'm super pumped for that. Very excited to test out some of those new spells coming out, some of those new classes. So I won't say more than that. Definitely have my eye on it.
Yeah, I was supposed to have a call today to chat about Wildmount with Matt Mercer, and unfortunately, with what's going on obviously around the world, they're focused on figuring out what's happening with their production and stuff. So he couldn't make the time today, but told me that he's super excited about tomorrow, which is the release of the Wildmount book. So all of you will have access to it tomorrow, the 17th. Who have ordered it, I assume. That's how it works. I've already pre-ordered it for us for D&D Beyond, and it will be made available for us to finish our characters and all that kind of stuff. So, and speaking of the Wildmount campaign,
Nice.
We may or may not have something Wildmount related on the 28th. We are... I know the people in the room don't necessarily even... Well, people in your rooms in this, you know what I mean, don't even necessarily know that yet. So yeah, there may be something Wildmount related. We'll see. We're trying to work that out. Maybe even an episode 0 of some sort, but we will make that announcement when that time comes. And then April 6th is the plan to launch our first episode of the Wildmount campaign, Tides of Wildmount for RealmSmith, which we're super pumped about.
So fun. Okay, Lost Lake 0402 says, seriously, I promise another donation if you let me see the Python. I know it's a hassle, but that was such a tease.
I will get the Python. I will get the
Okay.
Python, not just for the donation, but if you want to help the kids, you can help the kids anyways. I'll be right back.
Yep. And in the
Mel, that's
meantime, I'm going to see if there's any other questions here that we have the ability to answer. This is interesting. It says, question, with the self-isolation, will you be doing more painting streams? Obviously, that's dedicated to Jay. And then it says, people don't need personal lives, right? I was going to ask him the same question. It was like, Jay, why don't you just do a daily? Why don't you just do a daily painting stream? You're alone at home, nothing else to do. No one can touch you. You can't touch anyone. It's like the internet still works, right? So yeah, I'm gonna ask. Question: how long before you go full Howard Hughes? Interesting. In isolation, yeah. There's some very interesting things that can happen when we can no longer interact as human beings. Guys, what would you do? Yeah, Brandon, what would you do if you had to be totally isolated in the same room or building by yourself?
Well, if I didn't have to work, it would be on it. Well, I would probably still be writing, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, there's the Python. That's the real deal too, isn't it, Jay? That's not a fake thing.
No, that's Hamilton. We also have Carlton, who is a I forget what it's called. My son knows. But he's like light colored, light yellow, orangey color. But this is Hamilton. He's wonderful.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Do you not like snakes?
Yeah.
No, I'm playing it up.
Oh.
No. Yeah, when you play a snake, you don't really want other snakes around because then there's competition.
Yeah, it's like
It's funny because it's true. I'm gonna kill you in game.
Okay. Of course. Right. So Glinix says, Joel, any way to raise funds to help offset your Gary Con costs? Maybe daily painting where people can tip. I was just Jay was gone while this comment came in, but basically there was this comment about, will the self-isolation with it, will you be doing more painting streams? And I was telling people, like, yeah, I think Jay will do every single day a painting stream. Why not? He's alone at home. He's got to isolate. Right?
I do have other things to do on a daily basis. I will be painting lots more, I guess, but I do paint daily already. So one way to actually help us out is bits on the finale. So save up your bits. That is a great way. That money will go straight to RealmSmith to help us do what we do. And also merch is a great way. If you guys wanna shoot us some bucks to help us do what we do again, check out our merch store. And that's one way for you to get something and for us to get something. And then, of course, the other way is our adventure boxes, which at realmsmith.tv, if you use the promo code IWantAdventure, you get $20 off your first box. Cancel it anytime. But that's a way to help us as well. Those are the ways that we monetize our stuff. And so spread the word is just great. And then, merch, adventure boxes, and then make sure you get your bits fingers ready for the finale. So,
all right, this is a good question now. Okay, if Into the Mist were to get into a free-for-all PvP fight, who would be the last one standing?
Me.
Rone.
I think the DM.
Jay. Yeah.
Jay gets to stand. The rest of us would fall.
If it was a full-out PvP battle, I know Brandon says that he keeps getting hit. It's just because my dice are on fire. But that 20 AC is crazy. So, yes, magic.
But the saves
gets through it and all that stuff.
The problem is
I don't trust it. I don't trust the 20 AC. Clearly, it's not made any difference at all.
It's true.
Yeah, because that's
get all those saving throw spells.
Yeah. Rone could take me out with magic missiles. It's an auto hit. You know,
guys,
he'd
come on.
Play it smart. He could kite me around the field, and I probably couldn't do anything about it.
We all know. You would never catch the halfling. You couldn't. He's in and out.
What we all know is you guys would gang up on me and then worry about the rest of each other.
That's
Do you
true.
see what you just did, Grape Julius? Do you see what you just did?
You would gang up on me, kill me, and then worry about each other.
Trobe19 says, will you have items for sale for the Tides of Wildmount? Yes, we will. We'll definitely have merch. Yeah. That will be Tides of Wildmount related, and new characters as well, obviously. So new shirts, new items, all that kind of stuff. And we just got another donation. Thanks, guys. We are close to 1,700. That is awesome. Wow. Thank you.
Thanks.
We should have done that tonight. Guys, why don't we do that right now? We have 45 minutes left. Why don't we do a PvP arena?
I'm totally in.
Get my dice.
Okay. All right.
That is absolutely what we're gonna do right now. Everybody is freaking out.
Are you serious? Because if so, I gotta go get my.
Oh, I'm very serious.
All right, hold on.
I'm completely serious. Hang on, I'm gonna set up your minis and everything. Hang on.
Oh, give me some distance from them.
Give us a moment, guys. Give us a moment. I love this. Then I get to see you guys kill each other instead of me killing you. It's great. What do I need to do? I need to bring up... one moment, please. Stand by. This will only be a moment.
Sponsored by...
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
I was going to do a... Remember we talked about doing a what if? So, like, what would have happened if Sterling jumped on the...
on the bed. On the...
on the... Oh, no. This isn't working. Hang on. I'm going to work this out because I am self-producing right now. Where's the phone? Hang on. This is gonna be great. I promise. Here it is.
Got all the dice here. All right. Let me bring up my character sheet.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah, man.
I am now.
I was born ready.
Not you. I'm talking about people at home.
I was born ready.
The people at home, are you ready for this?
Whoa, wait a second. Zodikar says 10-1, Falpher dies first.
Yeah, are we taking bets in the stream? People should start betting bits.
That's amazing.
Is that against the law?
Thanks for the vote of confidence, folks.
Can people bet bits?
It might be against the law. I have no idea.
I don't even know how that would work, because then we'd have to pay.
So I just ran all the way to my car where all my stuff was.
Well done.
Wait, are we?
Yeah.
Is this with our current hit points or?
Oh yeah. Well, do you guys know?
It's got to be a fresh character.
Yeah, it's got to be a fresh character for sure. There's Falpher. I got to remember where Falpher was. And then Sterling. You don't get big Sterling. Hang on.
What?
Where's regular size Sterling? Okay, so are there rules to this battle royal?
I'm assuming rolls are honor system, huh?
Hang on, I'll be right back. Hang on.
Yeah, guys, let's be honest with our roles, okay?
Okay, PvP battle royal.
PvP battle royale.
20 feet away from each other. Okay.
Are you rolling the other characters, Jay, or is it just us three?
No, it's just you three, and then we'll do this again another time.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a way to be able to.
Are we playing for anything? Is anything at
Lost
stake?
Lake. Yeah, there should be something at stake. But also, Lost Lake 0402 says, seeing Jason DM with a python around his neck has re-encouraged me to try DMing after all.
That's good. That's good. You know what? I think I'm actually going to DM you guys in Vallaki. Because we don't need this anymore for next session. And so you guys are just going to be in Vallaki. But I have to keep my earphones on somehow. Okay. It's fine. Okay. So
I'm super pumped for this.
I bet
Me
you
too.
guys are. Okay. You guys find yourselves in the town square. As you guys are kind of in the middle of the street, all of a sudden, you love when I say that. Where's Falpher? I always lose him because he's so small. There he is. All of a sudden, as you guys are walking down the street, something takes over you. You start to feel your skin tingle. You start to feel your body kind of go against itself, and immediately your mind is not your own. In fact, as you look around, your companions are not who they appear to be. Each one of them looks like a vampire spawn. What do you do?
I will. I'll run.
Well, I'd like you guys to roll initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a good thing Adam's not here for that, then. Oh, my phone is almost dead.
Oh, man.
I even rolled a red initiative light.
Yeah, can I get the people in the chat to start to give me their ideas on who they think is going to win?
Oh,
I want some bets. I need my DM screen for my initiative tracker. Okay, 20 to 25.
Hold on, bringing up my character
sorry.
on my phone.
I gotta turn the lights back on. That's impossible. Sorry.
Because I don't have enough screen real estate for this at the moment to see what's happening in Velaki
26 for me.
26?
Yeah, 26. It was 19
Jeez.
plus
Okay.
that.
What?
Falpher is first.
Yeah.
Falpher's first. 15 to 20?
16.
Oh, dear. 16? Okay. And what'd you get, Sterling?
I got an 8.
Okay, go. Falpher, you're up.
Okay.
Rone, you're on
so
deck.
I'm going to pull out my 2. Wait. First, I'm going to take a bonus action.
Yep.
And I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to head as fast as I can towards the vampire spawn to my right, which is, I believe, Rone.
Nope. To your right is you're facing the other. As you turn around, you see him. But
Yeah.
it would be Sterling would be on your right when you turn around.
Okay, so yeah. So then to the one who is whichever one is nearest me.
That would be
Who
they're
look
both
like?
equally from you, more or less. But
Okay.
Sterling looks like he's a little closer to you than Rone is.
Okay, Sterling it is.
Okay.
And I will I'll attack with my first bolt. But I'm going to move at the ideal distance from him, which would be maybe 15 feet, and then throw the bolt.
Okay. Backwards towards the fountain. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, and I will attempt to hit him.
As soon as you bring the crossbow up, townspeople begin to flee. Go ahead.
So I rolled a 15. Screw you and your AC.
What were you saying about that AC? Your bolt goes into the bushes off of Sterling, and then what do you do?
And then I'm going to run behind the fountain, obscured, hopefully.
Okay.
Because I have an additional 30 feet of distance to move.
Yes, you are fully obscured behind that fountain because you're short.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Rone, you're up. Sterling, you're on deck.
Okay, I am going to... I'm not within 5 feet of him. I won't take an opportunity attack, will I?
No.
All right, so I'm going to look at them and say, "You dare challenge me?" And then I'm going to run 30 feet back towards that, behind the shack or whatever that is.
Okay.
In the opposite direction of Sterling.
It's hard to keep this
crowd,
earphone in my ear. Hang on, guys. I'm just going to switch out my earphone. Hang on 1 sec. I got longer ones. Hang on.
One must die. One must die. One must die.
One must die.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I don't have longer ones. I thought I did, but... Okay, you were going to run backwards, you said?
Yeah, I want to get behind some of that cover. So before I run backwards, first of all, I'll go ahead and take a Eldritch Blast at Sterling.
Okay.
And I'll roll. And 5 plus 6 is 11. So that's a no-go.
Okay. You miss completely, and it
and then I'm going
goes
to run
into
backwards.
Yeah. It deflects into the market stall, and then you run backwards where? Behind here? Back here?
I want to get behind something 30 feet away from Sterling. So I don't want him to
10,
reach me
15,
on his next turn.
20, 25. Yeah, 30 puts you probably more or less around there.
Am I able to see them right now? I can't quite see with the camera there.
Yeah, just barely around the corner. You can be behind the stage
Cool.
there like that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take
Sterling,
that.
you're up. Falpher,
Okay,
you're on
so
deck.
Falpher just fired at me. I can't see exactly where they are.
He's behind the fountain here.
Falpher's behind the fountain?
Yeah. And these folks
Where's
are
Rone?
gone because they ran away. These folks are gone. They ran away. These folks cleared out of here. The guards said they want no part of this because
Where's
I'm not
Rone?
NPCing guards.
Rone just tried to Eldritch Blast me.
Part of this.
Oh, I didn't see where Rone went.
Rone is back here, behind the stage, right here.
Okay, so he's behind the stage. And that's more than 30 feet. Okay. He's the one that attacked me last. I'm going to go that route. So I'm going to go as close as I can to Rone while having a line, like an eye line.
Yep.
Okay.
You have an eye line right now to him.
I do?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to use Uvar and activate my Storm Rune. Uvar.
Okay.
My Storm Rune in my chest.
Yep.
And I'm going to bring my crossbow and fire. That is probably a miss. A 10 misses.
I imagine.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okay. Either way, I have Uvar up, and I'll leave it at that for the second.
Okay. Falpher, you're up. Rone on deck.
Me or what would you do?
Sorry, what's that, David?
What's that?
Did he move?
No, he didn't. Did you want to move, Brandon?
I'll take some cover.
Okay.
Okay. So
where do you want to take cover, Brandon?
Oh, sorry.
I want to take cover by the side of the stage to try and get full cover if possible.
So
full cover
but Rone's over here.
Full cover from Rone because I know I'm a little bit flanked right now.
Okay, so you can go behind. You can back off behind the. You can back off behind one of the market stalls, or you can get in front of the stage, which you get some cover if you want.
I'll go behind a market stall.
Okay. And you've got some cover back there.
Okay.
I'm gonna go put Hamilton away because he's choking me. Joel, can you just answer a couple questions? I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll try to answer some questions. All right. So, there are no other questions. So, is that? Oh, there is one question I didn't answer, which is a gray day asks, that table big enough for Castle Strahd? Good question. I don't know that we have enough pieces for Castle Strahd from our friends at Dwarven Forge, but I know that Jay is going to try to put something together.
I thought we had the full thing.
What? That's news to me.
I thought we did, but I don't. You know more than I do.
Well, then that's new. Yeah, I mean that would be amazing. I didn't know if that was the case. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know that Castle Strahd will be. And is it called Castle Strahd or Castle Ravenloft? Castle Strahd. Castle Strahd. I forget now. I seem to remember there being a castle named Ravenloft as well, but maybe I'm losing my mind. All right. Looking for some more questions. Here we go. Questions. All right, folks, while we're waiting for Jason, go ahead and ask us some questions. Oh, dudes, I'm looking at the chat right now, and it looks like everyone is voting for Falpher to win. Now, I think you guys are great, but I honestly don't think with this much support, there's any chance Falpher could lose. I don't think it's possible.
Is that?
So,
I haven't glanced at the chat in a little, but I feel like you're lying.
no, I am not. Oh, wait. There is a hashtag trending called Falpher dies first. So I do take that back. Hashtag Falpher dies first. Oh, my goodness. Man. He's died first already anyways. So that's just a safe bet. Oh, that's a cool question. I assume you made your Wildmount characters already. Which Ravenloft character would they like best? Like, which one of our players would they like best?
I think my character might like Rone. Honestly.
Really?
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I think he might
Why?
identify more with Rone. Not because of shadowy stuff, but his, I guess, some of his alignment related decisions, maybe.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Potentially.
goodness, Wildmount's gonna get real.
Yeah, Wildmount's going to get real.
Not even.
Okay,
but-
this is a cool question for you, David. Fading at the Edges asked, what is David's character? I thought he was a wizard, but he just shot an Eldritch Blast.
No, I'm
You're
not a
never
wizard,
gonna
so I'm
drown.
actually a sorcerer. I know I'm not. So I'm playing a human variant, Shadow Sorcerer, that took the Magic Initiate feat for Warlock, and I took Eldritch Blast, I took Hellish Rebuke, and I took something else from the Warlock spell tree. That's how I get to use that ability.
Yeah, seems to be an uncommon choice is kind of where you've landed, right? That's
Oh, yeah.
not a choice commonly taken, so that's why people are confused.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Yep.
good. I was off for a while. For some reason, it stopped working. Okay. All right.
All right.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right.
What do you guys do?
So I
Whose
think
turn is
I'm
it?
next.
Yeah, Falpher. Yep. You're up.
So I'm going to use my. I have 35 feet because of my
Zephyr
trait,
Strike? Okay.
Zephyr Strike. So I'm going to move towards Rone, who is
You have how many feet?
well. Here, I'll read you exactly what it says. Where's my D&D Beyond sheet? There it is.
That's not
There it is.
35 feet, it's 35 feet. Like all of the feet.
No. It's a Dread Ambusher. So the Dread Ambusher special feature or trait, your walking speed increases by 10 feet at the start of your first turn of each combat. Your walking speed increases by
You
10
already
feet,
used it.
which I didn't use it in my last go.
But that was your first turn.
Yeah, but I don't have to use it in my first turn. I don't
So
have
you can
to
choose
use
when
this
to
in-
use it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he can choose when to use it.
I get to choose when to
Okay.
use it, and I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
choosing now to use it.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Do your thing.
So I'm going to head towards where Rone is, move me
Yep.
up 35 feet towards him, and if
I
I
have
can
cover,
find
right?
I'm short, so if I can find cover, Jay,
You make it
Or-
that
or
as
at
far
least-
as you can. Yeah. So you have some partial cover behind the stage but that's as far as you can get. That's 35.
okay. And where is Rone in relationship to me?
He's over here. On the
Okay,
other
so I
side
have
of
a.
that, on the other side of that stage.
Is he obscured, or can I see him?
Currently, he is obscured from you. But if you want to be able to
Totally
see him,
obscured?
I will let you know. No, if you move a bit to the left, then you can see under the stage, basically the bottom half of him. So he's partially
I'm
obscured.
going to do that.
Okay,
Go for the knees.
Yeah,
there you go. Now you can
aim
partially
for
see
the
him.
knees. And I'm going to do my
How
second.
obscured am I?
Partial, like half. So you get a +2 to your AC.
I'm going to attempt a crossbow hit. That's +7. So I got 9 plus. I got a 16.
Armor class?
It's 15, but I can shield, which
As a reaction.
I will use
As a reaction?
as a reaction. I'll shield.
Okay, what does that do?
+5 to AC till the start of my next turn.
Okay. So as you loose your bolt, it heads towards Rone, and it deflects off a shield that he has.
No!
Basically, you see a shimmer. You see a shimmer, and it deflects. Rone, you're up. Sterling, you're on deck.
So, I imagine I see this arrow come from under the stage.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna duck down and look under. Do I see Falpher?
Yes.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "Little rat," and then I'm going to use Eldritch Blast on him right there.
Okay.
Don't you want to do something that a wizard does?
And I'm not a wizard. So that's 24.
That'll hit.
That's a hit.
Yeah, and I'm good to roll damage, Joel? Nothing?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And damage is a 9.
9 points of damage as this Eldritch Blast
Of force damage, yeah.
smashes directly into your chest, Falpher.
Okay. Hey, if people want to follow along with our overlay, I've activated it on Twitch so people can see what our stats are at.
Oh.
RealmSmith, Melanie says, "Son of a bee, my little mustache man." Sterling, you're up. Falpher, you're on deck.
All right. What's my view of Rone right now? The same as before?
You
Or
don't
similar to
really.
before?
You have one, but it's kind of through the market stall. You have a
Wait,
view of them both.
isn't it? Oh, sorry, never mind.
Does if I move out from the market stall,
Yep.
do I have a clear shot?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna move just to the point where I'll have a clear shot. I'm
Okay,
gonna
you can
take my
actually see
shot.
him. You're gonna see him. You can see him through the building here. So between the market stall and the building, there you got a shot of him.
All right. Where he has no cover.
You're back here. No. Not.
Okay.
No, not there.
Then I'm going to use Uvar to use my prophetic state to give myself advantage.
Yep.
And it's a good thing I did that, because that was a 1. All right, 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Is that at me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and that's 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, I'll take
And
that. I would like.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I would like to use a reaction as well.
Okay.
Okay.
And well, after he does his thing, I'm gonna move back into cover.
Okay. Yeah, you're very easily in cover because you're right at the edge of the building. He doesn't have cover from you, but you have cover from him, just in the way that you're nestled in beside the building. David, you're taking a reaction.
Yeah.
What's that?
So as soon as the bolt hits me, I'm gonna look towards him, and seeing that he shot at me, I'm gonna cast Hellish Rebuke in return. and he needs to roll a dex saving throw as I blast fire towards him, rebuking him for his attack. So
Okay.
it's a dex saving throw.
Yep.
Versus a 14.
Is shield a concentration spell?
No, it's a single turn spell.
Oh, so you're done with that. You don't have shield anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
What's your dex save, Brent?
18.
So you'll save, but you'll still take half damage, which is 7 plus... wow, plus 9. So that's 16.
16.
8 fire damage. 8 fire
16
damage to you.
Fire damage?
So 8.
Wow.
8.
No,
8.
Now, because I hit him with my attack, I can also invoke my fire rune. He has to make a strength save.
Okay.
What save?
You took
Strength? You said 16
Oh,
points
boy.
of fire damage, right? Hold on,
8.
half damage was 16?
Yes. No, 8 is
8.
your half damage.
8, okay. I'm
Yeah.
going to say that's a lot.
And it's a strength save?
Yep, strength save.
Well, I have a 0 on strength, so let's see how I do. Funny enough, that's 11.
11? Okay, so you just beat the DC. So,
Okay.
nothing...
Do I take half
nothing
damage? Okay.
Nope. Nope, and I can't do that again.
Okay. All right, you're
Ooh.
up, Falpher.
I'm hurt, though.
No, sorry.
Wow.
So whose turn was that? There's so many reactions.
So that was
Yeah,
that was
that was
my
reaction.
turn, and Rone took
Yeah,
a
so
reaction
it's Falpher.
against me, and I'm moving back into cover after my attack. So
Thanks for the sub, guys.
Um,
Oh, that's another
Yes.
way. We didn't say that earlier, Joel, but one way to help us to offset some of the costs
I
from
did-
GaryCon is to sub.
I did say it earlier.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so that's
But
definitely a way. If you
You
guys
can repeat it.
especially your Twitch Prime sub, which costs you nothing and helps us along. So that's a great way to support us. So thank you for that sub, Broken Looney.
Totally.
Tier 1.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hide behind the edge of the you see the stalks, Jay?
Yep.
I want to obscure myself behind the stalks so that Rone and Sterling cannot see me.
Okay.
And then I'm going
that's
to
hard to do because on one side Sterling can see you, on the other side Rone can see you.
how about the stalks to my to the left
But
on
right-
the camera?
Yeah, I mean you can go kind of to here. You get
Yeah,
partial cover
that's what
there,
I'm
okay?
thinking.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to reload both of my crossbows.
Okay. And that's your turn.
That's my turn.
Rone, you're up. Now, the chat is saying that I don't usually listen to the chat for rules, but in this case, it's no holds barred. And they're saying that your reaction, you only get one reaction per turn, so you would have only been able to do one of those reactions, I think, Rone.
I owned one reaction. The shield was on the previous turn. I took my turn after that.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
Did I not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was another turn.
Okay. All
Because
right.
Sterling comes last, so that would have been the second turn. And then after that turn, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I think that's right too.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
Falfer's up. Right?
I just finished my turn.
No, Rone's up. Go ahead,
He just finished.
Yep, Rone, you're up.
Who can I see right now?
You see, you can see Falpher, but he's partially obscured, and you can see Sterling, but he's also partially obscured.
All right. Is there anywhere that I can reach from where I am that would fully hide me from both of them?
You can, yeah. I mean, you can kind of scoot behind the stage and kind of duck.
And that okay. So before I do that,
Yeah.
since I can see Falpher, I'll take that partial against him.
Yep.
And I'll go
Falpher,
ahead.
you get a +2 to your
and
AC.
I'll go
I get a
ahead
plus
and
to my AC?
use.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
How do I wanna kill you today? Yeah, I'll go ahead and use Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And fell off. Let me try again. That is 12 plus 6. It's an 18. Does that hit?
It does hit.
With the +2?
Okay.
Yeah, with the +2 is 16 of AC of
Okay.
16.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll this gray guy because he's been good to me today. But not this time. 4 fire damage, or sorry, 4 force damage to you.
Ugh.
And then I want to move behind that stage and duck down to protect myself, keep myself out of both their views.
Okay. Sterling, you're up. Falpher, you're on deck.
Yeah.
All right. Can I see Falpher from where I am?
Not from where you are. You'd have to come out a bit.
Okay. And I wouldn't be able to reach Rone in a single movement, could I?
Not reach him, but you could circle around to see him.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna do. How far from me is Rone? He's attacked me the most, so I feel like he's
like 40
threatened.
feet.
Okay. I'm gonna use my action surge to dash to get to him.
Okay.
And then with my second action, I'm gonna swing with my sword.
Okay.
I feel like this is probably a bad idea.
I think it's gonna hurt.
I'm gonna use my prophetic reaction to get advantage on the attack. Okay, that's a 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shield that. I'm gonna go ahead and shield that.
You didn't use a reaction this last turn, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. And how much does that add to your AC?
5, so I'm at 18.
And would you roll?
Okay. I rolled a 17.
Yep, that misses. Again, you come down with your sword, and you see a shimmer of energy as your sword bounces off him.
Okay.
Falpher, you're up.
And
sorry, go ahead.
With that action surge to get to him, would I still have 20 feet of movement on that?
Yeah, but you'll get an attack of opportunity.
You know what? I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Falpher, you're up.
Which you didn't need to remind him of, Jay.
Roll, and you're on deck.
I'm going to cure wounds on myself.
Okay. Roll that.
Yep. Oh, damn it. So that's 3 plus 4, 7 health points added.
And you're going to stay put?
Yep.
And we have now passed our $1,700 extra life goal.
Hey!
Thank you, everyone.
And Jay, do you mind
for the kids?
I yell out to the gods of the DM and say, "Hey, hand me those +1 bolts, would ya?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you wish. All right, Sterling, Rone, you're up. Sterling, you're on deck.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is the first time I'll have used it, I suppose. But let's see this right here. But I am going to blah, blah, blah. There it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast darkness with sorcery points, 2 sorcery
Okay.
points.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, a 15-foot sphere of darkness blasts out from me,
Okay.
covering it in pitch darkness.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to. Sterling is now blind, and no one can see within this sphere. Because I cast it using sorcerer points, I can see within this.
Okay.
And I'm going to step 5 feet back out of his range, but within the sphere of darkness.
Is it 15 feet from you?
It's on me, 15 feet. Boom. In the sphere.
Okay.
So I get disadvantage on my opportunity attack?
Is it a total radius of 15 feet? Or is it a radius of 30 feet?
It's fill a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration.
Okay, so it's
Darkness
7.5
around
feet
corners.
out from you.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I would stay there then. I'll stay where I am.
Okay. So it's 15 feet. Yeah. So it's Are we sure it's not 15 feet from you in a circle? Is that what we're saying?
So it says magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range to fill a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration.
So what's
I got it.
Darkness spreads around corners.
Yeah, this is the 15-foot radius.
Okay. So then I'll stay within it.
Okay. All right. Sterling, you're up. Falpher, you're on deck.
All
right.
So, okay, sorry, go ahead.
So I'm gonna leave the darkness, incurring the opportunity attack, or risking the opportunity attack.
I'll take that.
Okay, but I'm using my reaction to give him disadvantage.
Okay, and how far out do you go?
Disadvantage?
I want to go outside of the darkness, and outside of the darkness, can I see him outside of the darkness?
No, you should see a big sphere of darkness. Right?
From outside, it's just a big black ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
darkness.
blinded only when I'm inside of the darkness. When I'm outside, I just see this big black ball. That's how that works.
You don't see him. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So disadvantage on that opportunity attack, Rone?
Okay, first roll is a 11, which is a 17. Second roll is a 11, which is a 17. So 17.
Not enough.
On the attack.
Not enough. Okay. And what do you do as your action?
So looking back, I can't see him, but can I see Falpher?
Not from where you are right now. You'd have to move more. But you've only moved 5 feet.
Okay, I would like to move to the point where I could
people
see
are saying 30-foot diameter.
$30 in diameter.
Oh no!
A radius?
Then they said radius. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
30-foot radius, 30 feet. 15-foot radius, 30 diameter.
30 diameter is across the whole circle is 30 feet. 15 radius is from the middle out.
So it's 30 feet, not 15.
Right. So that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's much bigger than what's there on the...
Yep. I'll add that. Yeah, this is a 15-foot radius.
Forgive everyone. First time casting that spell. As a shadow sorcerer.
Thank you, Axe and Shield.
Yeah, wow.
That one's awesome. Okay, so Sterling, you are currently here. You need to move further out. So do you want to just scoot there?
I want to move to a place where I have cover from Rone, but I can get a shot at Falpher.
Yeah, so you have cover from Rone here.
Mm-hmm.
And you were outside of you would be just outside the sphere here. And then you can see Falpher. Actually, you could 5, 10, 15, 20, you could get full shot of Falpher there if you wanted to.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. 17 hit.
Dude, you're rolling a boulder, aren't you?
Yes.
No, but it's on top of it.
It sounds like it. Does a 17 hit, Falpher?
17 does indeed hit.
That's a hit.
All right. That's 7 points of damage.
7 points, Falpher.
Oh. Okay.
And as my bonus action, no, don't worry about my bonus action. I'll leave it.
All right. So I'm going to. I'm going to. I can only see Sterling now. Currently, can I not?
Yes. You can see Rone too. No, you can't see Rone because he's in the sphere. How long does that last, Rone?
So that sphere is going to last up to 10 minutes. Concentration.
Jeez. Okay. Remember that concentration.
Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. I'm just trying to think through here a little bit. I'm going to move towards the black sphere.
Okay.
And run inside of it.
Okay.
With a yeah. But
Okay, so
I want to stay underneath the bridge.
okay, you're right there. You're inside it. You're underneath the bridge.
Okay. And now I'm going to cast my cure wounds on myself again.
Okay.
How many spell slots do you have?
I was about to ask.
This is my last spell.
Oof.
Okay. Rone, you're up. Sterling, you're on deck.
So can I see Sterling?
You can see out of the sphere now?
I've always been able to. As long as I cast it with sorcery points, I can see. Through it.
So right now, no, you're not. You can't.
Would I have seen Falpher coming
to your
towards me?
left? Yes.
I was 12 plus 11.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get low and take a shot at Falpher
Get low
from the
All right.
darkness.
So my AC
And
does it? To 16?
sorry.
Am I partially obscured, Jay?
No.
If I'm down below with him,
if he
though.
steps out like this and bends down, no, you're completely open.
Under the bridge?
Yep. Because he's at the bridge. He's at the edge of the bridge. Here, I'll show you. That's him.
Oh, then
So if he
well,
just
then I wouldn't have done
crouches,
that.
yeah.
All right.
You good?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to cast Scorching Rays at you. So the first Scorching Ray is a 21.
21 damage?
So to hit.
Oh, 21 to hit. I was like, wait, is it an auto damage thing? Okay. Yeah, that hits.
It's not an auto damage. It was a 21 on the hit. All right, and the
Cool.
2d6s I roll are a 3 and a 3. So 6 fire damage hit you with the first bolt. So you don't even see this. Something just strikes you that's burning you in the darkness.
Yeah.
My second roll for the second bolt is a 6 plus 6, 12, which I guess
does
misses
not hit.
you.
Yeah.
And my final one is a 19.
That hits.
And I'll roll damage. And that is a 6 and a 4. That's 10 damage, fire damage, that blasts into you from the darkness.
6 plus 10, 16. Cool. I'm not dead yet.
Were all those...
I'm not quite dead yet.
Sorry. You hit with all 3, Dave?
No,
I hit
2.
with only 2 of them. The first and the last.
Yeah, because somebody in the chat right now is saying that you should have advantage because he is blind.
Is that true that I have advantage when he's blind? Or is it that I thought it was he has disadvantage?
That's a good question. Let's just play it the way it is. It's fine. 2 is fine. Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy to take the rest. Yeah, and with that, I'll center myself in the darkness. I'll sort of crouch down a bit to make it even harder for anyone to get a chance shot off at me, and I'll end my turn.
Lost Lake says, I don't know about this. It feels like a little like watching porn. I know it's not right, but I'm still watching. I'm so conflicted. Okay, you guys, we're getting close to. It's already 10 o'clock, so let's let's wrap it up soon.
Guys, let's call it a draw, because I don't think this is
Yeah, I
going
think
anywhere.
not.
Yeah, no.
Let's hurry this up.
Let's go through one more round of turns. So once we get to the end of this one, so Sterling, it's your turn, and then we'll go through one more.
All right. I'm going to come around the edge of the stage.
Yep.
Into the darkness.
Yeah.
And I guess I have to use perception to try and tell where I'm making an attack, right?
No, you just do it with disadvantage.
Okay. I'm going to actually. I'm going to come around.
You automatically fail any ability check that requires sight.
That's not an ability check
against that creature. Yeah, so he would have disadvantage on the checks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. From where I am, I can fire a bolt underneath that stage, right?
Yeah. You just crouch,
into the
fire a bolt. Yep.
All right. I'm going to give myself advantage.
Okay. So it cancels it out. Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm firing into the darkness to hit something.
Yep.
So that's a 9. So that's a miss.
Okay.
And
Falpher, you're
I'll
up.
use my movement. I'll use my movement to get behind the stalks as cover.
Okay. Falpher, you're up.
Okay,
Rone, you're on deck. This is the last round.
Yeah, I'm going to use my crossbow and aim at whatever action came towards me last with disadvantage. You know what I mean? So aim at Rone and try to hit him.
Okay. Okay, so just roll with disadvantage.
Yep. That's +7, so that would be 23 or or 17.
So 17 is a 17 a hit?
Yep.
Yeah, shield.
Okay. How many times can you shield?
Up to the amount of spell slots. I only have 1 first level spell slot left.
Oh dear. All right, and that doesn't get rid of your darkness, right?
It's a freebie.
Yeah. You don't get rid of your
It does not.
Darkness because you didn't take damage.
I didn't.
All right, Sterling, you're up.
It's not a concentration spell, eh?
No.
It is,
Shield.
but you didn't hit me.
No, shield.
Yeah. Oh,
Rone is up.
Yeah, shield is.
Oh no, shield is not a concentration spell.
Yeah,
right.
No.
It's Rone's turn next, right?
Yeah, Rone. No.
It is.
Oh yeah, Rone's up. Yeah, Rone's up. And then Sterling's up. Back.
Okay, I am going to use, since this is the last turn. You said this is our last turn, right, Jay?
Yeah. Well, maybe one more. We'll see. Just go for it, and we'll see.
All right, I'm going to use Scorching Rays again on Falpher, and I'll have advantage. First ray is a 18.
Yep.
which I think
That
hits.
would hit.
Damage on it is 6 and a 2, so 8 fire damage.
Yep.
Yep.
Second ray
Falpher down.
is
Falpher goes down?
a 17. Wait, is he down?
Yeah.
Yeah, already down.
Oh,
Falpher goes
then I'll send
unconscious?
the next two. Yeah, I'll send the next two at Sterling.
You can choose a different. You'd have to move. Can you move
believe
between
you
your,
can.
your?
It's two separate rays.
Yeah, but you can't move between them, right?
I don't believe so.
No, because they're one attack,
Crap.
right? So you could just send the rest at Falpher and really finish them off.
Yeah, okay, I'll finish him off.
Okay.
Last one is an auto hit dead.
Yeah. Well, it would
Sorry.
be
Falpher.
you every time they get hit, they take another death save. So he would have 2 death saves.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well, it's also, if they're unconscious, it's a critical. So with the next 2 bolts, I would kill him.
No, not necessarily, because he has 3 death saves. So each critical.
But if each one is considered a critical and hits 2 deaths, 2
yes,
fails.
Right. Yes, you're right. Yep, you're right. Sorry, Falpher.
Sorry, Falpher.
Wah, wah,
That's all right.
wah.
Wah, 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 wah.
And then I'm going to move into a position and duck down behind the stage to really make sure, shift over and duck down behind the stage, staying within the darkness to make sure that I've moved a little bit from where Sterling thinks I was last.
So where do you want to go?
Perhaps a little bit farther into the darkness against the corner.
Like just to here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But does the darkness move with you?
So I cast it on
It's centered
myself,
on a
so it
point.
would, I guess.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You said
It
it's
says on
centered
an item.
on a point. If it's centered on a point,
or
wouldn't it
item
say-
that I used. So if I cast it on myself, it'll move.
Point or item. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Sterling,
Then,
you're up.
And my turn.
Do I have the movement to get back to the stall?
Oh, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yes, just.
Okay.
But why don't you just charge him?
Well, I was thinking about that. But the problem is, once I get into that darkness, I'd have to be within 5 feet of him to use my sword. And from outside, I can still fire into the darkness.
So just for the record, only melee attacks within 5 feet are automatic critical hits.
Or does Scorching
So
Ray
does that
actually
mean-
say it's a critical hit? Dave?
It says only. Is it a melee attack?
It's not. It's a ranged attack. So then I guess
so
I'm wrong.
only-
That's 2 fails.
Only
then.
melee attack within 5 feet are automatic critical. Falpher's still down, but he wouldn't be dead.
Yeah,
He'd have
You
two.
still have a
If
death
that's the
save.
case, then it would be 2 fails, and you got 1 death. You have your death save on your next turn.
Yeah, one less death save. Yeah.
So you can still
Okay.
clear the death save. Okay. I am. I'm gonna go over to that spot behind the stall. I'm gonna fire into the darkness with advantage.
Yep.
Uvar lasts for a minute. I don't think we've been through 10 rounds yet, right?
No.
All right, that's a 14 to hit.
Was that a hit, Rone?
It would hit me.
Okay, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 4 points of piercing.
Okay.
And the darkness goes down.
Well, hold on. I got to roll. I got to roll a con,
Oh, that's right.
which is it 5 plus the damage? Remind me, someone.
I don't know, actually. Offhand.
Sounds legit.
Let's assume it's that until someone says otherwise. So that would be I need above a 9. And that's a 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Plus 3 for con. So, yeah.
Half the damage or 10, whichever is higher, they said.
Okay.
Okay, half the damage or 10. So I'll take above a 2 then. So that's above a 2.
Okay.
And I
Still it
will
stays.
I will use my my reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke with my final first level spell slot.
Okay.
So I need a dex saving throw from you,
Okay.
Sterling, for a 14.
21.
14 is the save.
So
Dex.
I rolled a 21.
All right, so you take half of 2d10s. So first one is a 3, second a 9, 6 fire damage.
6 fire damage. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit behind the stage and duck down now during the end of my turn there. Jay.
All right. And then Sterling, last turn,
And
and
I'll
then we're
end
going to call it.
All right. I'm going to use Giant's Might.
Yep.
And actually, I wouldn't be able to get to him from where I am anyway, right?
No.
All right, then I'm not going to use Giant's Might. Yeah, honestly, I would just fire into the darkness again.
Okay.
My plan from here would be to try and wait it out until I can, see him, and keep firing into the darkness until I can see him, and hope that I kill him in the meantime. So it would have been an attrition thing.
Okay. You're going to do that one last attack?
Yeah. Using Uvar as well, again, to give myself a regular shot.
I am ducking
16
down
to hit.
behind the stage, I said.
Yep.
So that would be a 16 to hit, and I guess with his cover, probably doesn't hit.
Yeah, you get a +2 to your AC.
Well, I said I was ducking down, so behind the stage. So I imagine he wouldn't be able to see me.
No, from that angle he can actually. Just the side of you, but you'd still get the +2 to your AC.
Sure, then that hits.
Okay, damage.
9.
And that was
hurt.
with disadvantage,
I'm still alive.
Okay. All right, and that is where we're going to call it. A little PvP action in self-isolation. Very good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for all of the extra life donations. That was really awesome. And for all the subscriptions and all of that fun stuff.
We have to pick a winner for
Joel,
the Jay.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Okay.
If you can, if somebody, one of the moderators in the chat can. Oh no, we lost our camera.
Look at Brandon's huge sack. That sounded wrong, but you get what I mean.
Yep. Bag of dice.
If somebody can tell us what to roll for that myth roller.
There's 45 entries.
45?
Yep.
Let me get my dice. Here we go. 44.
44 is Broken Looney.
Broken Looney, congratulations. You are the proud recipient of a Mythroll dice spinner from Mythroll Armories. Thank you so much, Joel, for that, and Dave, and all the wonderful people over there. Again, I want to thank you so much, folks, for watching. All of our sponsors, WizKids and Black Magic and Dwarven Forge and Elderwood Academy and Sirenscape and Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's all of them. And thank you so much again. It was a bit of a craziness tonight with all the technological issues. I think we have it down now. We've got to figure it out, and because of that reason, we will be able to do all of that we need to do come the next session if we have to play it this way. Hopefully we don't, and we can do it all in the same room together. Everyone, just make sure that you stay safe, that you're courteous and thoughtful with everyone around you, because that is incredibly important this time during this time and this craziness, and just watch out for each other. and lots of love to all of you. Again, tomorrow night I will do a behind the screen. I think because Wildmount is coming out tomorrow, I'm going to do a special Wildmount edition where I will take you behind the screen of the first adventure I will be running for the players. Joel, you are not allowed to listen tomorrow night.
I cannot wait to watch it.
You are not allowed to watch it.
All right, I won't.
But I will probably walk you through which one we're going to be using. For those of you that want to track, again, spoilerific, and all of that stuff. And we'll talk a bit about Wildmount and the world. And you can ask me questions all about that fun stuff. And I may have somebody join us, one of the players, to talk about their next character, although we did some of that tonight already. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining us on this crazy special edition. We will be back next Monday for an episode, even if we have to do it this way. And then, of course, Sunday for Nolzers. You guys have a wonderful time. If you want to watch the VOD, they will be airing on YouTube tomorrow of this craziness. If you want to watch it a second time. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
Wash your hands, folks.
Wash your hands.